All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Man, I got a cool show today. I got a cool guest today. I met this cat not too long ago, and I really dig his channel. Let's see who's in the chat. Who is in the chat so far? He'll pop in a minute. Let's see. The reptile guys. What's going on? Had two A's in the chat. B Noise in the chat. Lone Star. All right, so let me give you a background. So I ran across this cat when I decided I should probably educate myself a little bit more on the whole 2A and the 2A lifestyle. And I should probably kind of educate myself on what I'm doing. And I ran across his channel. I thought it was cool. Then I ran into him at the IV88, and I thought that was really cool. Really down-to-earth guy. And I just really enjoy his channel. And I asked him to come on the show, and he said, yeah. So without further ado, the one, the only 2A EDU.
What's happening, man?
What's up, brother?
How's it going?
It's going. It's going. Hold on. I gotta church up my video a little bit. There we go. There we go. I decided I gotta try and match people when they come on. Otherwise, my head looks really tiny. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with oil. So, hey, man, first, I want to thank you for coming on the channel. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy, and I just really, really dig your stuff. I like your whole vibe of your channel. I like the passion that you speak with, and I think it resonates with a lot of people because you can tell just by your live stream numbers. I mean, you routinely get, what, 400 or 500 people in your live pretty easy.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping something's resonating. We do have a republic if we can keep it. And it seems like they're just, well, they have been chipping away forever and ever. And it's time for us to turn stuff around, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree. Let's see who's in the chat. Now, I try and keep in the chat for a little bit. Let's see. Chris, we got nice. Oh, Flying Rich. Oh, man. Did you meet Flying Rich?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. That guy's a character. Horrible tasting move, but he's all right. He's all right.
I've known Rich a long time. He was one of my first subscribers on my channel, like literally one of the first.
Tomorrow War. You know, look, it's a movie. I watched it. It's a movie. Of course, it's not 100% accurate. Otherwise, you couldn't enjoy it. Be able to watch Terminator again. And Rich is like, it's not correct. Did you know War?
I've never seen that movie.
It just came out. It's not too bad. It's a popcorn flick, you know, space invaders and all that stuff. It's all right.
Yeah, I have no clue. All I do, just like today, is I go out and try to work, and it rains every day, and I get rained out again.
Yeah, so you own a landscaping company, right?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. So what does that entail as far as landscaping? So are you just cutting lawns, or do you have a crew that goes out? Or are you guys doing like full, like, I don't know, full yard conversions? Are you guys like, you know, what do you guys do?
Well, I do a whole bunch of stuff. It's mainly down to just me this year. Can't find anybody to work. They're paying people more money to be on unemployment than work. You know, the governor of Michigan, she's all on board for her socialist ways. But I do all kinds of stuff. I cut grass. I stain decks. I do actual landscaping work, bushes, plants, all that stuff, you know.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, when it's snowing, that must be pretty slow time for you. You can't do anything.
I do some commercial snow plowing in the winter too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So I spent a couple weeks in Napoleon, Michigan, and it was horrible. I hated it. I hated it. There was nothing to do. That town is in the middle of nowhere. So my whole thought process of Michigan was, man, this place is flat and it sucks. There was nothing to do. But, you know, I've been back once or twice since then, and it's all right. I like Michigan. I don't like your governor. She's a fanatic.
Oh, yeah. The governor's terrible. I mean, we're the Great Lakes state. I'm right on Lake Erie. There's lots of pretty areas in Michigan. It's flat, but it's a pretty state. But no, our governor's completely insane, literally.
How in the world did she get elected? I don't get it. Is Michigan that far blue, or they're just?
Well, let's say this: we're on YouTube, so I'm not going to say too much. But how do you know for sure if she did or not? I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, right. Oh, Toxic Patch with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Everything I get goes right into the channel. I do this YouTube thing just to hang out with gun tubers, really. Like, it's pretty selfish for me because I do all this just so I can go hang out on the weekends with people that shoot guns and have a good time. You see a lot of people trying to make their living off of YouTube, and that's not me. I can't do it.
Well, it's my most expensive hobby. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Come on now. Let me just tell you. So I watched some of your early videos last week, and you had this one about what a SKS is, and you did this little tour of your gun room, and it was ridiculous, man. It's absolutely. First, I want to tell you, I can't stand SKSs. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I can't stand Cosmoline. But I mean, your gun room, and that was how many years ago? Like what, 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
Yeah, that was before I did YouTube. That was like my first video. I did like 2 videos, then didn't do anything else for years after that. So that was before I really started doing videos, to be honest.
And so that was like the beginning of your collection, or you'd already been collecting guns until then?
Oh, I've been collecting guns. My first gun was an SKS in 1994.
Was it packed in Cosmoline?
I bought that one secondhand, so they had already cleaned it up, but it was $100, you know, back in the good old days.
I bought one. I bought a Yugo. In California, you can only get the Yugo. For something about the bayonet lug, you can't have a bayonet lug or something. Stupid California rules. And I remember I spent 3 days trying to get that Cosmoline out, and it was a cluster. I ended up throwing out the stock and just getting like some cheap plastic one from a gun show, but it was a disaster. I couldn't stand it.
Well, there's some tricks for it. The Cosmoline, it sucks, but it's kind of awesome too, because some of these guns were put in storage 50 years ago and they're still in mint condition. So the stuff does work.
It works, but man, I remember I took it to the range, and every time I shot it, it would still leach out of the side. So I never got it all out before I sold it.
Yeah. No, I'm into all that stuff. Milsurps, Comblock, US, all over the world. I just like all that stuff.
Yeah. So let me ask you another question. Are all the guns you review on your channel, do you just buy all that stuff out of your own pocket, or do you borrow those from other people?
Occasionally I borrow. Most of them are mine personally that I would have irregardless of YouTube. And then, as I tell my viewers, look, I make some money off YouTube as far as bringing it in. There's some ad revenue. A lot of it's demonetized. Generous viewers with their super chats, okay? Patreon, channel members, stuff like that. So when I tell you guys I'm buying this for the channel, that's me taking the money that I brought in, buying it for the channel, because I think that's something my viewers would like to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see. I do these meetups. I've done a couple meetups, and I do these raffles, and I get even my wife gets mad at me. I get a little carried away with these raffle prizes, and I've given out like tons of ammo, a couple, some Romeo red dots. I mean, it gets a little nuts, but I just enjoy it, man. I think, hey, man, if someone's going to take their time out to watch my channel or even go to an event that I put on, the least I can do is to try and make sure everyone's a winner,
Yeah, so like, don't get me wrong. It's actually funny. I've become known for my Taurus reviews, and they're among my favorite firearms now, to be honest with you. I bought that first one because it was my perception that the G2C at the time had to suck, that it was just terrible. And I hate this word now that I've been on YouTube longer because people falsely use it. But I thought at that time, these are just shills saying that these are a good value for under $200. So I bought it, and I'm like, G2C, new warranty, and is it worth the hype? I was buying it expecting it to be a complete piece of crap. Then I really ended up liking it a lot. And now I probably have like 15 Taurus pistols. Now, me personally, I'd be fine with 1 or 2 or 3. The rest of them I bought for the channel because people specifically tell me, we want you to review this new one, this other new one, Right.
The first time I really talked to Taurus or even picked up and shot their pistols was at the IV-88. I mean, I had a revolver years ago, and I remember I would shoot it and the cylinder would fall out. Wow. So it wasn't very reliable. And so I always thought Taurus was all this trash. But at the IV8 event, I was able to shoot the little 22 they had, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the TX22.
Yeah, the TX22. I'm actually gonna try and pick one of those up soon. And then I got to shoot the other two pistols they had. The what was the other one they had? The new one, the GX.
The GX4.
The GX4. That was a great pistol.
Like 8 videos on it already.
Yeah, that was a great pistol. I really enjoyed it. Taurus it has a bad rap, but it makes pretty solid stuff now.
They've turned it around a lot in recent years. They have a bad rap historically for a good reason. Their Millennium was a disaster. It went off when people dropped it. Like, these things did happen. But they've got a new CEO now. They've hired on some different expert consultants, and it's almost a new company in many ways, to be honest with you.
Oh, nice. So let's see who's in the chat. Rich is blowing the chat up.
Mateo left you a super chat earlier. I don't know if it got by you.
Oh, did he?
Thanks, man.
Right here. Look at this, Mateo. Thank you so much for the super chat. The super chat. Jeez, it's been a long day, brother.
I hear you, man.
Oh man, here comes the Taurus haters. You know, I appreciate all guns, like Glocks, for instance. I'm not a big Glock person. I appreciate them. Yeah, but it's not my favorite gun in the world. I like Springfield Armory a little bit better, I think.
I'm not a Glock guy per se, even though I really like them. It's just this simple. When I picked up my first Glock, back then it was probably like a Gen 1, maybe Gen 2. That big hump in the back, it just never pointed naturally for me. And that was kind of where I never got into them too much.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my wife a Glock 19, and it would jam on her all the time because she couldn't. It was just too big for her hand, the grip, and it wasn't reliable.
Yeah, no, I have built. Now, look, it's on YouTube, and they have rules about what they call so-called 80s and P80s, and plus, I live in Michigan, which we don't have the worst gun laws, but we do have a handgun registry, which totally sucks.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so if I'm going to build a handgun, say a P80, right, I'm not going to put it on YouTube unless I first registered it with the state, just because there's going to be some little snitch or rat out there that would. So I have a couple of the P80 serialized, they're called. They come 100%. You transfer it through the FFL. Mm-hmm. And I've done a couple of those, and I actually do like them. So.
Right.
It's a different grip angle. Have you ever messed around with the P80s? It's more of a straight, grip than a normal Glock.
Yeah. I shot a polymer 80 for the first time at one of my events, man. It was really cool. It was different. But then, he was telling me how much money he spent to make it. And it was more than just a regular Glock. So I'm like, well, I mean, is it really cost effective? No, absolutely not. Because then then you can get a really nice barrel. Then you can get something else. And then it just gets out of hand.
It does. And it's just like reloading, to be honest with you. You get to do custom loads. You can make better ammo. But at the end of the day, it's usually more expensive to reload and also more expensive to make your own Glock in a way, right?
Yeah, right.
Reloaders are going to try to fry me for that, but you know what I'm saying? You can buy like steel case 9mm cheaper than you could probably reload, especially with primers being 14 cents a round right now for small pistol,
Right. Flying Rich with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. I take back almost everything I said about you. Almost.
He said he's going to visit. Wait, he's going to to go shooting. Okay, never mind. I'm like, I don't want to go on a plane ride. I don't like planes.
I don't want because he crashes his planes.
I know. Wait,
yeah, right.
Do we have to wear a mask to go on your plane, Rich?
Probably.
I might do it if I don't have to.
Well, I got Brandon in the chat. Goddamn Bacon's in the chat. A-Dubs. Rich. Mike.
Lots of good people in the chat. Look at all these guys.
I think some of these are your guys.
Mike McClune. I don't know if they're mine or yours, but a lot of these guys are my regulars. Yeah, it's good to see them in here.
Oh, nice. There's a little bit of crossover because when I mentioned that you were going to be on, a lot of people private messaged me and said, hey, man, that's awesome. If anybody does not have Mr. 2A on their channel subscriptions, please, I'm just going to put a link to his channel in the description. Please click it, subscribe. He needs all the ones. He'll be 100,000 before the end of the year.
I don't know, man. They call her Susan Wiki. She's not. I don't know. Hopefully, I still have a channel by the end of the year.
No, you will, because your channel. I mean, when did you notice it start taking off?
I was looking at it real quick because someone asked me 2 years ago to date. I had 591 subs, and I only know that because somebody was specifically asking me. So I basically, besides that, like a couple year videos 7 years ago, I've basically been doing videos for 2 years.
Yeah. So when did you notice, like, what was your first video that really took off?
Okay, Taurus G2C, new warranty, and is it worth the hype? I had
Okay.
like my highest video at that time was probably like 100, 200 views, which is a lot, and I was proud of those. But then all of a sudden it got to like 5,000, 10,000, and then it was like 70,000 views, and that was kind of my first big video, I guess.
Yeah, it's bananas how that can just take off. We got Mr. Bacon. I can't say the GD. My grandma would reach through this and smack me, but with a super chat, I appreciate it. 223. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that happened to me. I did an ammo video in February, and now it's at 360,000 views. It's insane. Nice. Within like a week, it got over 100,000 views, and I had like 3,000 subscribers, like that. So I went from 400 subscribers to 10,000 in like 3 months, and it was just bananas. I couldn't believe it. But I got to expand my horizons because the ammo thing, we can only ride that as long as we can, right?
Yeah, and these algorithms, it's a constant thing. They'll boost you up for a while and then they'll shut you back down. I mean,
right.
Anyone out there, whether you guys have channels bigger than ours or smaller, it's not just you. Like they're really, I think it's to do with the new administration. They're really down on channels like ours right now, to be honest. Not a lot of growth lately in this community.
No, I 100% agree. I think it's every day you click on and someone else is getting banned. But honestly, if you're a gun channel and you're just starting out and you want to make this your occupation, you're in the wrong business. YouTube cannot be your only source of income. Like you have a full-time job. I have a full-time job. I make plenty of money doing what I do. I don't need YouTube, but I just do it, like I said, selfishly, just so I can hang out and talk to gun people like you.
Yeah.
And for me, it's purely selfish.
I like win-win situations. I try to, what I get out of it is meeting all the cool people, hanging out. I also get to follow my passion, which is just try to preserve our God-given rights, and then just talk to people about guns, try to educate a little bit,
100%. And that's one thing I really push. Like my main message is I think gun people are their own worst enemy because, you stand and say you're standing in line for ammo, you're at a gun show. Nobody talks to each other usually.
Yeah.
They don't network very well. So I'm really big into building your personal network. And I think if you're in line or if you're at a gun show or you're even at a gun shop, talk to the person next to you, exchange numbers, build your personal network because you never know when they can help you out. I mean, I've had people reach out to me and with ammo deals personally, like, hey, I have all this 6.2x3.9. I don't have a gun for it. Do you want it? We'll trade straight up, and if they ever took YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, if they ever took it off the air, all of us would be cut off. And then where are you going to be?
Yeah.
Unless you have their phone number, you're SOL.
I know, man. It's like, so you're talking about Michigan. There's big cities in Michigan. I don't live in one. Where my shop's at, farmers fields on both sides of my little building. Actually, my shop is in like 100-and-something-year-old barn that the landlord split off, Yeah. So I'm renting part of like a historic barn. It's like 150 years old. So I'm out in kind of country here. And if I had like all my gun buddies come over and talk about this stuff, there might be 2 or 3. So that's why I say this a lot in my streams, because I mean it. I can talk to, 2, 3, 4, 500, depending at a time on a stream, where I could only talk to 2 or 3 in real life. And that's why it's important, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus I'm really big, I'm a closet prepper. I try and get my neighbors into prepping because if they're going to be a liability instead of an asset, if something goes bad. So like my neighbor across the street's awesome. Now I got, a lot of people into that right mindset. I want to try and help them as much as I can, but building your personal network, especially if you live in a small town, that's all you got. Those people are your lifeline,
Yeah. And I always encourage people to do that. Meet up with each other online, but then get local. Start at your school board, your city hall, your county commissioners, right? Then your state legislatures. Like, this is how the other side has tried to tear down America for basically the last 100 years. And we need to realize that it's not just Washington, D.C. You need to get with the people right where you live and start fighting the good fight.
Yeah, 100%. I'm actually going to join, it's called the Houston Gun Collectors Association. It's been around. It's a gun it's a gun outfit locally.
Yeah.
They've been around like 100 years. So I'm going to join that. I have to go to my first meeting and fill out some paperwork. It's pretty old school. I don't think a lot of those guys know how to work computers. No offense if they're watching. All right. So you said your first gun was an SKS?
Yep, a Chinese SKS.
How old were you?
About 15 years old.
Oh, how did you get it? Your parents?
A friend of mine's dad's employee had it. So my friends of the family, they had a plumbing business that they ran out of their pole barn. So I was over there hanging out with my buddy. The guys came back from work that day to unload their equipment. We were talking about guns, and he's like, anyone know anyone that wants to buy an SKS? And I raised my hand. So just bought it for cash in the backyard,
The Chinese one, I think that's probably the nicest SKS they make. I like the Chinese more than the Yugo.
Yeah, obviously Russia developed the SKS, and then when Russia was phasing out, they actually moved their tooling over to China. The very first Chinese SKSs were actually built on Russian parts with Russian supervisors in the factory, and then they moved on from there. And then at certain points, the Chinese and Russians fell out of favor, but the inception of the Chinese SKS was from Russia, who invented it, Simonov, 1945. Mm-hmm. So they're actually about as pure of a clone of a Russian as you could get.
Yeah. Plus, I think their bayonet was spiky, right? I always liked the spike bayonet.
That's the most famous one. When they first started, they were based on exact replicas of the Russians. So for the first about 9 years up until about 1965, they had the blade bayonets. Then they switched over to the spike.
Oh, nice. Look at this. Look at this, everybody. We're getting SKS lessons here.
I know a lot about them. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but there's some SKS people in the chat here.
Oh, no. Like Space texted and he goes, my SKS was Chinese. So if you have a Chinese SKS and it has the bayonet, I mean, this is one of the earlier ones.
If it was made at Factory 26, which is the most prolific, manufacturer, you can take the serial number, the millionth spot, add it to 1956. So in 1956 was serial number 0 up to 1 million. The 1 millionth was made in 1957. So if you have a 9 million, 9 million and something serial number from Factory 26, it was made in 1965. And that's about the time they transitioned over to the spike.
That's crazy. So does it blow you away now that SKSs are selling for like $450?
Yes, it does. But I'm not surprised because I've been collecting milsurps a long time. Like, it blows me away, yes. But milsurps, when they come in the country, they're the cheapest they're ever going to be. There's tons of them. And then once they sell out and they're only available on the secondary market, all milsurps just kind of keep going up.
I know. I had the opportunity a few years ago to buy a whole crate. I think there was 12 in a crate of the Chinese ones for $1,000. And I was like, nah, I don't want that. It's junk.
Yeah. Same thing with the Moes and the Gans, how cheap those were. Those are going for $350, $400 now.
Those are super popular now. Heck, I turned away a free one because the stock was all chewed up. I'm like, I don't want that. It's all messed up.
Because you could have bought a nice one for $100 at the time or whatever.
Yeah. And that, I was from California too. So what did I know?
I do have one of those California Yugos by mistake. I thought I was buying a regular Yugo 5966 with the grenade launching spigot and all that.
No, they cut that off.
It was a California compliant where they just took like a flash hider and tack welded it to the barrel to make it non-removable.
Yeah.
So I do have one of those, and then I have a couple of real ones too. But
they just butcher them, man. And I think they cut the bayonet lug off too.
Yeah, they messed with that, and then permanently affixed the muzzle device.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So what's next on your agenda? What's the next fight we got to fight that we got to get the troops rallied behind?
Well, there's a lot of fights. There's some potential good news that just broke before I came on here, and I might do a video on it tonight or in the morning. We just had the 4th Circuit Court of Appeals, so this is out of Charlottesville, Virginia. They just overruled the lower court, and they said that the prohibition of people between 18 and 21 buying handguns is unconstitutional.
That's awesome. I read that today too. That's amazing. Because my daughter, she's 20. She wants to buy a handgun, and she can't do it.
Now, I'm in the 6th Circuit. I'm not sure which one you're in, so nothing's binding. right now for anyone, certainly where we live, but it's still a step in the right direction because this was a 3-judge panel that overruled the lower court, but they're probably going to appeal for an en banc hearing. It could eventually go to the Supreme Court, but it's still a win.
It's progress. It's progress to get our rights back, which should have never been taken away in the first place.
No, people have been able to sign up and serve their country and die for their country in war at 18 years of age. Years ago, they used to sign up even younger, right? Lie about their age. Of course, the right to keep and bear arms, it's for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people went to Vietnam that were only like 16, 17. There was a lot of people going through the cracks. Now they're a little bit more stringent, but I think Vietnam was the last one where there was a lot of young bucks going over there.
Oh,
Bob Goodwin says the brace ban is. What do you think how's that going to pan out? Put your future telling hat on.
Well, if it goes through 10 to 40 million people, it's probably getting closer to 40 million. Because when they say 10 million braces, that's how many SB tactical, whatever. Between 10 to 40 million people would become de facto felons overnight, right? Now, in theory, people are saying, well, they can't just lock up 10 to 40 million people. Maybe not, but
yeah,
what you do is if you're doing something else they don't quite like, they could add that extra felony charge on. I mean, now we're being told that people, and look, here's the problem. A lot of these people are actually Hispanic and Asian, and they can't tell the difference. But basically, it comes down to they're saying that white Republicans, even if you're not truly white, this is how delusional they are the enemy. They're the biggest enemy. We're seeing the ATFs doing investigations on people as potential extremists. So if they label you as an extremist just because you're into guns, you're into liberty, all of that, well, they happen to find a brace in your closet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no kidding.
I think that's what it's going to be. Just something to try to sink a bunch of people that they consider to be enemies of theirs.
Yeah. So what was the first pistol you owned?
The first one I bought, I was 21 years old. This would have been in the year 2000. I bought a Ruger Mark III.
The
22. No, it was a Mark II. I'm sorry, a Mark II at that time. The little Ruger 22 that kind of looks like a Luger.
Yeah.
It was a year-old stock. They had the 99th anniversary. It came in a cool box, and it had like the red Ruger logos on it instead of black. Whatever. I paid just regular price for it. But yeah, that was the first one I bought. It was a Mark II, not a Mark III.
You still have it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I've bought and sold tons and tons of guns. And in short stories, 2018 to 2020, during COVID, I fell in hard times. I had to sell almost everything. So I've been slowly building it back this last half year, and I could never get rid of my first gun, which was a Mossberg 500.
Nice.
And you know, I've shot the heck out of that barrel. That barrel was shot out. I've shot it so much, and I can't get rid of it. I can't even change the barrel on it because it means so much to me. It's sentimental value it's a lot. Yeah. Thank you, Finesse, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I still have my first shotgun, my first rifle, my first pistol. Yeah, kept them all.
Yeah. So when did you decide that guns was just it for you, and when did you start your collection? Because just in that video from a few years ago, you probably had about 15 to 20 CNR guns just in that video. It was a pretty cool collection.
Probably about 50 in that video, or 60. But
was there 50?
I don't know how many you saw in there, but yeah, there was quite a few.
I meant rifles. I know there was quite a bit of pistols out there too, but I saw a lot of Mosins. I saw 4 or 5 AKs.
And then the whole wall was all SKSs.
And a lot of SKSs.
Oh, and there were other ones that wouldn't fit in that room that were kind of like in other places, but yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's gotta, is it? So have you redone that room since then?
Not really. There's a few more things in there, but
you should do that video over. You should definitely do that video over. That'd be really cool to see.
You know what's funny? Somebody came in my stream last Friday. It was hilarious. They said, "Who is this guy? He's never even shown an AK before." And I'm thinking, where have you been? But it was funny.
Yeah, I get that too. People that don't watch my channel goes, you know, what do you do to give back to the community? I'm like, man, you don't watch any of my videos? All right, whatever.
Yeah. Look at this guy. When have you ever given us any tips on ammo, or, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
No, I don't know. Here's actually why I like so many guns. Of course, I just love shooting guns, and I love the history about them. I like the right to keep and bear arms, protect against a tyrannical government. It's all these things, but it's also it's like my savings. I don't keep cash in the bank. I basically look at the US dollar and I see inflation and I see the dollar losing money every single year.
All right.
And then I see the guns increasing to at least keep up with inflation, if not far exceeding it. Even when there's not panic, those milsurps just keep creeping up. And at the very least, they creep up with inflation, right?
100%. Like when I fell in my hard times, if it wasn't for my guns I was selling, it kept us living a completely normal life. No one knew. The kids still went to their activities. We still ate pretty good. And we got pretty close to eating beans and rice every day, but I started working before then. But man, I sold a bunch of guns and life went on. All the house was paid. The car notes were paid.
And that's really unfortunate. And I'm sorry to hear that, but you should kind of give yourself a little pat on the back because you had prepared a savings account, a nest egg that was probably more stable than cash, you know?
Yeah, I believe hyperinflation is just around the corner. And
I do too.
I think the banks are just trying to downplay it so everyone else can get their money in a row. You know, everyone's lining up their pockets. And I think the rich are just diversifying and kind of hiding things out. And I think 3-4 months from now, we could be paying, $10, $15 for a loaf of bread. It's going to get weird.
I think so. It's going to get real weird. I mean, I was listening to, they were talking about this family where like their great-great-grandfather 100 years ago hid $50,000 in his house. Have you heard about this story?
No.
And he made a treasure map. Well, they found the treasure map. They actually hired one of these like treasure hunter type guys to come in. And they used this old map and they found it. And there was $50,000 from great-great-grandfather hidden in this house. So the people are all excited. Like literally this $50,000 from like bills that were 100 years old. And that's awesome. But here's the problem. That had the buying power of like $400,000, $50,000 then compared to now. If you would have invested it in gold back then and hid gold bullion instead of cash money, it would have been worth $400,000. So there you go.
Man. Blows your mind.
Yes, and let me tie it in. If you bought a Mosin Nagant in 2013 for $89, it's now worth $400. If you put that $89 away, it's still $89.
Yeah, 100%. I should have bought that crate. I should have bought that crate of SKSs. I just thought about all the Cosmoline. I'm like, man, I'm going to hate cleaning all these suckers. I was like, nah, I'll pass on it.
Well, we all should have, and I should have too. I haven't been buying crates. I'm not rich. Like literally, I've been buying them one at a time here and there, getting lucky. Someone's selling their collection, whatever. I mean, I drive like a 2005 car that's probably worth $1,000. I live in like a teeny little 1,000 square foot house. So I've just prioritized. I put my money into that instead of all these other things, really.
Yeah, 100%. And life's about just prioritizing your decisions. And some people like to drive nice cars. Some people like to have a nice gun collection. Some people like a big house. It's just
there you go.
Whatever you like. Whatever you like.
Yeah.
Let's see in the chat. We got Brandon, Scott, A-Dubs, Mike, Josue. Let's see. Andrew. Oh, man. Yeah, I think hyperinflation's around the corner, man. So you were on the Hank Strange Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Was that last week or the week before?
Yeah, last week, I think. Yeah.
It was really probably one of his best ones. And
I enjoyed it.
Did he remember that you did that whole video making fun of his podcast?
I don't think he knows. I don't know if he knows or not, actually.
Because I was going through your videos right after that one. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, holy shucks. It's family friendly. And you did this whole video with like a balloon on your head.
Yeah. And I was actually roasting him like as a compliment because I liked him back then too.
Oh my God. That was hilarious.
Yeah, Rich was talking about that after the fact. Rich is like, why didn't you ask him? I'm like, I didn't see it in the chat, or I would have mentioned it when I was live.
That was so funny, man. That was outrageous. And you went on and on and on. And I know he put a comment like, hey, you made me laugh, but I don't know if he remembered that was you.
He probably doesn't, because my channel wasn't even called 2AE to you then. That was like when I first started it.
It was like Glockster or something, right?
Yeah, it was Glock Shooter 79, and that wasn't going to be a channel. I had just posted a couple videos and was never going to do any, and then that was just my viewer account or whatever, right?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
it was phenomenal. It was hilarious.
I don't think he knows that's like, I don't think he's correlated.
That was pretty funny though, man. I got to give you credit. I was watching that whole thing with him going, man, any minute that's going to come up, and it never came up.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you noticed my tactical koozie, Felicia. Hey, did you get one of these at the
I did not.
What? It's a tactical koozie with little pockets that open up.
I do remember the ATI guys, but I
Yeah.
did not get the koozie.
Whoa, I got 4 of them. I'll send you one if you want one. You want one? I'll send. This is really cool. I take this to parties now, and people, because it's a little vest, right? It's a little bulletproof vest. Everyone, it just stops all conversation, and I don't have to tell anybody I'm into guns or anything. They get a beer, and I just start drinking out of it, and they're like, "Okay, I like this guy."
No, it is cool actually. I was awesome. Talking to those guys too.
I take it everywhere I go. Tell them to send you one. They're like, hey man, what's the deal? You guys holding out on me?
I do know them. I met those guys actually at a rest area in North Carolina. They were coming up from, I think it's, what are they, in Wisconsin or something like that? And they were coming down. We were coming down from Michigan. We're hanging out there, just getting a little rest. Me and my buddy stretching our feet. These guys pulling GOA sticker on their car. We're like, yeah, you guys gun guys? They're like, yeah, we're just going to this shooting event down in Georgia. I'm like, not the IV-88. They're like, yeah, why? So we can, I met those guys halfway up here.
It's a small world, man. It's a small world. All right. Does anybody in the chat have questions for Mr. 2A? Let's get some 2A questions in here. And again, yeah, if you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also, I'm going to put his link in the chat. Please like and subscribe to his channel too. He's going to be 100,000 before the end of the year. I feel it. The momentum is there, man. He'll be at least at 75K before the end of the year.
I don't know. As long as it's still fun. As long as it's still fun, I'll keep doing it,
We got Shooting Gallery New England in here. Jeff W.
I will say I have this, which is a shout out to Black Swan Tactical, John Crump's company. So make sure you guys go check out Black Swan Tactical. John
Crump is absolutely insane.
He's a good dude.
Like, if you go into a bar with him, you're probably going to get into a fight because, like, he's the kind of guy that will, like, poke bears and just keep poking and poking. Like, I love it. I
didn't say I would mess with him. I just said I like him. There's a big difference.
No. It's just like he's the kind of guy that, like, I don't think he would take grief from anybody. Like, he has a really cool personality. I think he's a little crazy. I love it. It's my kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I got some of your stickers here, too. I still have them.
Awesome, man.
I like this one better, though. This one's much better. I like the color.
Yeah. Fine Rich is asking me, John Deere or Bobcat? Well, my skid steer is actually a Walden, but it has some John Deere parts in it, so I'll say a John Deere.
All right.
Toxic Patch. I have not been home yet today, so my wife said I did get a package, but I've not been home yet to check the mail. But thanks for sending me whatever you sent me.
Oh, nice. Let's see. What's a good entry-level AK-47? That's a great question because a lot of people want to get an AK, and I think PSA makes their own.
They do. Now, here's my thing. If you can do it, I'd buy an import, okay? So, of all the different imports, and I own a lot of them, my very first answer is buy a Wasser, a Romanian Wasser. I think they're probably the best bang for their buck. And
aren't they known for being like the cheapest and most unreliable?
Well, it's like everything in life. Here's the deal. The Wasser, if you go back 10 years ago, they were $300, $350. So since they were cheap, everybody said they sucked. Now that they go for $1,000, everybody worships them and say they're completely awesome. There have been, I think here's what it comes down to too. With the AK, the AK is different than a lot of rifles in the United States. These are com-block utilitarian firearms. If the front sight is just a little bit off in the com-block, they would literally just drift it over a little bit, put it out the door, run it. The gun would still run like heck. And these are prolific guns as far as bad environments. You know how they are, right?
Yeah.
So I think it took a lot of people getting used to what the AK really is. If there was a little scuff in the finish, if there was a rivet that wasn't perfectly formed, I think people have now realized that's kind of par for the course. When you buy a Wasser, it's made in the Cougar factory in Romania, the same factory they've been making them in since 1963 when they first came out with their PM Model 63. So you're getting that old school cold hammer forged chrome.
Are they still making them? Are they still making them new?
Yes, they're still making them new. They used to make them of old parts kits that they put on modern receivers. Now they're still making them brand new. It's still the same tooling though. So that's my short answer. Palmetto, I'll just call a spade a spade. I like Palmetto and I have a lot of their stuff, but here's the problem with Palmetto and other gun manufacturers. They do their R&D with the consumer. So every time Palmetto comes out with an AK, and I have 2 of their very first generation ones over there, they put it out. It's a complete flop, disaster on its Gen 1. Everyone complains, has problems. Then they come out with a Gen 2 that's pretty darn good, and then a Gen 3 that's perfect. And you see with their new AK-74 they came out with. My friend Misha, who's one of the foremost experts on AKs, Misha Co on YouTube, he gets one of their brand new AK-74s in. It falls apart, the first shooting video. So what does that mean? Next year, Palmetto will have a Gen 2 AK-74, and it'll be awesome. So I'm not telling you guys not to buy Palmettos, but I wouldn't buy their first gen that just came out like yesterday.
Right, like a car. You know, nobody wants the first year a car's built.
Yeah,
there's always a little bug. There's a couple bugs in there.
Yeah, and Americans are still having a hard time for the most part figuring out how to build AKs, you know?
Jeff W says you have a great gun shop.
I do not have a gun shop.
Is that like a thing if people think you have a gun shop?
Some people do. They assume that when they see like my guns sometimes that I have a gun shop. I do not though.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you could do a whole CNR collection video, and I would really like to see that myself. I think that'd be really cool.
I've thought about it before. I have reservations about it, but it's nothing to do with the viewers. It's just the nanny state that we live in, but I've thought about it.
Right. What do you think of the GX4? You love it, and I really enjoyed shooting it.
Yeah, I actually
you have one, don't you? Didn't you buy one?
Yeah, I got one actually pre-release. I had a video out when they first launched. I have gone and shot it. I have tons of video footage. I just haven't had time to edit the video yet, but I'll have that up on my channel soon.
Yeah, you know, people that don't do YouTube don't understand how long it takes to get these videos. Not shooting the video, it's just editing the video. It takes, even a crappy edit still takes a couple hours.
Well, it's not even that. So, you know, I don't know how much you deal with this, but I mean, that's a lot, right? So I'm not making light of that, the editing, but also, so I upload it, keep it unlisted. And then half the time it gets restricted, not suitable for most advertisers. But it's not just about the money, guys, because even when it is monetized, it's not much money, but restricted, meaning if I put that up there, I'll get like 25% of the views on it than if it's a green dollar sign. So I refuse to put them up there. I pour forth my best effort, put a bunch of time and money into a video. If it's restricted and they tell you plain English restrictions, right?
Yeah.
I go back, I re-edit it again, make it a little different. I upload that one. And then I go through.
You know what I do? I just upload it again. And usually it'll be green.
Sometimes you can do it again.
Without changing a thing. It depends on who's looking at it that day, I think.
It's so a total crapshoot. Sometimes I'll catch myself saying one of their keywords and I'll have to edit out like one word too. You know, there's certain words I found that they don't like very mundane words. I don't want to say them right now and have it catch it, but let's just say the thing on the top of a slide that you look through, there's a name for those that starts with an S. Right. I found every time I say that, they nail it. And I can go back and just edit that one word out.
No kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have gotten a chuckle, but I was showing a Toro slide in my stream last Friday, and I'm like, and this takes the Glock little thingy-mabobs on the top that you look through, because that one word has become like poison to the algorithm.
No kidding. Like, I really want to do videos with my kids shooting, because I have a 8-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter, and
awesome, man.
I don't know if those videos will fly. Even if I'm at a range and it's super safe and I'm going through all the rules, I don't know if it's going to work, man.
I don't know. I have a 9-year-old daughter. She might be watching right now. If she is, she's going, Mama, tell him whatever. She's trying to convince mom, but I have a 9-year-old daughter. I put her on videos and I just show those to my Patreon and channel members because it's a real small amount of people, real close knit. I won't put her on my public channel, but that's just because I'm so darn strict and I'm a big meanie daddy, right?
Right, right. Well, my kids, when it's time for bed, they're going to try and sneak in here and jump on camera for 2 seconds just because that's just what they want.
Oh, yeah. I've got a little 9-year-old girl. So that's awesome, man.
Man, you're in for it. I have a 20-year-old daughter. She's probably watching too. And I love her to death. She was amazing. She turned out phenomenal, just in case she's watching.
And that is BS, by the way, that she has the right to keep and bear arms too. I hope this new court case today goes all the way through to the Supreme Court. Because if I had to guess, she's probably a tough chick, but hold on. Who needs to protect themselves more alone at night? You or your 20-year-old daughter? Just common sense wise.
She is beyond tough. I don't know where she gets it from. Not me, because I'm kind of a sissy.
But she's more likely to be targeted than you and I, right? Statistically.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But I feel sorry for that poor sucker. I mean, he better be a 900-pound gorilla because she'll tear him apart. She's so tough. She's so much tougher than I am.
Oh, well, never mind. I guess you need a gun then more than her if she's
probably.
See, I met you in real life though. You got a firm handshake. I kind of thought you were a pretty tough looking dude, but I don't know.
No, what my oldest daughter, she does like marathons and like as a joke before her 20th birthday, like a week before, we're having dinner and she goes, "Oh yeah, there's a marathon. I've always wanted to try that." And I go, "When you do it?" She goes, "No." So I signed her up and I go, "Okay, you have a week to practice." And she ran it. She finished it.
Wow.
At the week's notice. I'm crazy.
That's
Plus
insane.
Yeah, like she almost got into West Point, and I mean, she's super athlete. She's just awesome, man. I love her to death. I don't want to tell her that and build her ego up, though.
But she still should be able to buy a gun, regardless, though.
100%. And I can buy a gun and give it to her as a present, but she can't go get it, which is ridiculous. She should be able to go in and buy it.
Yeah, from a gun shop if she wants.
100%. Because have you ever tried to buy a gun for a girl?
My wife, but I don't know if I bought it for her. Technically, she just uses mine or whatever.
Yeah, it's a disaster. I bought my wife 2 guns, and both of them she hates, and so she got her hands on a 1911. Now that's what she shoots. She loves shooting a 45 1911.
Mine's kind of the same way, actually. I'll be honest with you. She's like, I want one that's smaller. I'm like, yeah, but those are not comfortable to shoot. The gun she's carrying right now is like one of the most comfortable single stack 9s there is, but it's too big. She's carrying a Walther CCP, and the guns are like extremely smooth.
Do you know what's a really awesome pistol? That Ruger LCP Max. I did a video on it. It's like a little. It holds 10 rounds, and it's something you can go to the range and shoot, and it doesn't suck.
Yeah, I want that. I want that new LCP for sure.
Because the regular LCP is trash. Well, it's not trash, but it's not something you want to go practice.
It's not fun to shoot, and I'll tell you right now, I've been pocket carrying a Caltech P380 for years, which is the gun the original LCP copied itself off of, and it's a teeny gun you can put anywhere, but it's not fun to shoot. It feels like garbage. Trigger slap. Teeny,
Yeah, that LCP Max is really a lot of fun. If you watch that video, some guys that are much better shots than me pick it up and shoot 10 yards. Ding, 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 ding. Easy peasy.
I want an LCP Max. I can't find one. I was talking to Mateo on the phone the other day. He's talking about it in the chat, and I told him I want to buy one. I searched the internet high and low, and they're not for sale that I know of.
There's a couple of them down here for sale that I've seen.
Starting to get out there a little bit.
Yeah, it's great though. I love it. They sent it to me, and of course, I buy it. Nothing's free. You don't get it free, guys. I don't get free guns. But they go, "Do you want to send it back after you review it or buy it?" I'm like, for one, don't send me a gun. I'm never sending it back. Right. That's a dumb question. But I love it.
The same thing with Taurus. They sent me the GX4. You can borrow it for review, send it back, or pay for it. I'm still reviewing that thing though. Actually, I've done like 8 videos on it. I'm not even done yet.
All right, Jeff W wants to know what you think of Canic pistols.
I like them. You know, I bought the very first Canic 55 TP9 when they came out. The trigger on that was a little bit wonky, but it's still a cool pistol. Now the SFX, which I still have to do a review on, I've had it sitting there. That thing's like to die for. When I held that thing for the first time, pulled the trigger, just everything about it, I thought it was a $1,500 gun, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, out of this world amazing for the price.
Yeah, it comes with so many features. So many features. The first time I shot a bunch of Canics was at the IV-88. Loved them. Loved them. It was really a cool pistol.
Yeah, I need to do that review.
Yeah, get on it, man. What, you got a full-time job or something?
Yeah, like 70 hours a week, but I'm like dodging rain about 69 hours out of that lately. It's just raining every day here. Like insane. 3 times today it rained.
Jeez, that's the worst. I mowed lawns a little bit. Doing it in the rain, it's horrible. California wasn't a big deal because it never rained.
Yeah, but staining decks is even worse. It has to be dry the day before, during, and after, and I do that too.
All right, let's see.
Space Texan. Car P380. I'm not familiar with the car, but I do have a little car 45.
No, I like that. Oh, yeah, especially the DA trigger. Yeah, I like it. I like that gun a lot, man. I really dig the Canics.
I'm talking the OG one, the guys. If you guys know what I'm talking about, the actual, it was called Canic 55 TP9. That was the very original.
It was super cheap too.
Really cheap. I bought it for like $270, $279. You guys know what I'm talking about for the trigger, though. It's at best, but they really switched around the trigger shortly after that.
Jonathan, California sucks. Thank you. I know. That's why I don't live there anymore.
Jonathan James, if you're waiting for stickers from me, we're working on that. It's been kind of chaotic as much as I've been working and everything's, but yes, if you're waiting on something from me, you're going to get it, dude. I saw one of his chats earlier.
Is he in California? Listen, if anybody in here is in a state that's not free or not gun friendly, move. Sell whatever you got to do. Get out of that state. I left California 12 years ago for Texas, and I wish I would have done it a lot sooner. I love being able to buy almost what I want and just being free. I love it. Trust me. Just do it. It'll be the best decision you ever make in your life.
That's awesome, man.
So let's see. Minnesota's in a drought. That's hard to believe, Minnesota being in a drought.
Not here, we're not. Flying Rich is waiting on a GX4. If he's talking about mine, it's the same thing as Smash Time. I'm gonna buy it. I'm still technically reviewing it, but I'm not giving it back. I'm gonna end up buying it. So sorry, Rich. Mine's not.
Oh, Jonathan James is now is. I think he's how is Austin. Austin is like California light. That's the only city in Texas you'll see more than 3 Priuses in the parking lot. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Austin. It's too hippie for me. All right, Armor Ghost. If 2A EDU had to clear a mall full of zombies, would it be with the G3C?
I love the Taurus G3C, but it'd be with my Wowser AK, actually.
Yeah, a mall full of zombies.
It's got to be a rifle.
You gotta, a little bit, for sure. For sure. Guys, let's get some more questions for 2A. Let's asking some off-the-wall stuff. It could be gun-related, maybe not. Let's see. Man.
Tactical Timmy in the chat here.
Look at these guys. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're not a subscriber to 2A, please subscribe to 2A EDU. You will be educated on a daily basis, almost daily basis.
Yeah, and if not, you guys will educate me, right?
Because you're kicking out videos almost every day.
No, I do a stream every Friday, and I try to put out pretty much guaranteed 1 video, if not 2 videos a week besides that. 2 or 3. In the winter, I'll try to do more.
What else are you looking to do with your channel?
I don't know. I just like doing what I do. I like to review different firearms. I do long reviews, which is in complete contrast to how you do it. And that's why I think it's awesome. Like, you'll just tell people the meat and potatoes of the gun. You'll shoot it. for people that just want to know about it and don't have a lot of time. I like to do 30, 40, 45-minute reviews where I really get into it, talk about the history of it and all that, you know.
I caught so much grief for that review I did on the LCP Max. I caught so much grief. You know, I don't think I did a great job on that. I was okay. I rushed it a little bit, but man, I should have went to a little bit more detail on it, I think, because everyone's like, you were asking me all these questions. But I'm just like, you know, if I like it, it feels good in the hand and it shoots good, I'll just buy it.
I just heard you on someone else's podcast recently. You were talking about, or was it on yours? I don't know. You've been on, it was either your stream or someone else's. You were talking about how you don't like to do a super, super long review. And I don't. And I actually do. And what some of my viewers tell me is this. Of course, there's always haters. There's people in here that'll say whatever. But most people, they just have their stuff they like. If I do a 45-minute review and somebody doesn't like it, that's fine. They'll watch something else. But some people love it because they're like, dude, I get to listen to your review the whole 45-minute drive to work, you know? So
Right. That's like I used to watch Nut and Fancy, but man, his reviews were so long. I couldn't do it. I usually will watch the first and last 5 minutes of his review.
Well, I don't get like super, super technical, especially if it's a military. I'll talk about the history, what wars it was fought in, which country had it, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I dig those. I watch a lot of your stuff. All right. What's your summer plans? Oh,
work, and more work. And then coming on here and hanging out.
Do you have a TX22?
Yes, I do. And I've done a couple videos on my channel with it. And I'm trying to buy the competition conversion slide, but it is not available, sold out. Can't get one.
Can the guys at Taurus get you one?
They can't even get me one. They're sold out and can't get any either.
Wow.
Like they're waiting for them to be made. They actually don't have any. But I did shoot it at the IV88 and it's awesome. Yes, but I like the TX22.
Jonathan James says 2A helped me feel confident with my G2C purchase. Thanks for the good videos. No problem. That's what I want. I want I want to watch the video, tell me, hey, does it suck? Does it feel good in the hand? Should you go try it or is it trash?
Yeah. Ford or Chevy? Well, let's see here. I have a Ford Ranger. I have a Ford F-350 dump truck with a 7.3 Power Stroke. I have a 98 GMC 2500, 350 gas. And then I have a 2005 GMC 2500 with a 6.6 Duramax. So you guys can decide if I'm Ford or Chevy.
Dang.
It's 50-50.
Flying Rich strikes again. Ask him about the peanut butter and mayo. Okay, look. So I grew up semi-poor. And my dad would make us either peanut butter and mayo sandwich or just peanut butter and mayonnaise or whatever, or Miracle Whip. And it's nothing gross. It's just a thin layer of peanut butter and thin layer of mayo. And we used to eat it. And I'll eat it to this day. And I'll eat 4 or 5 of them. I mean, I love them. They taste so good. But if you ask someone, do you like peanut butter? Yes. Do you like mayonnaise? Yes. Why not put it together? You can't put gobs of it on, but I had some subscribers on Instagram do it and send me links, and they loved it. So take that, Rich. Stop being a troll.
I've never thought of that in my life. Never even considered it.
It's really good, man. But people, I don't know. I get a lot of weird looks.
I will try it.
Let's see. Linda to a girl says gross. It's not gross. It's delicious.
She hates mayonnaise.
Oh, well, yeah. We'll use Miracle Whip. Does it matter what kind, how much of the cost? I don't know. A-dubs. Let's see. G2C is great. Ronnie Thomas, I'm looking at you weird right now. I know. I get it. Yeah. All right, man. So as far as like, I think you should do more live streams.
Well, I do my Friday stream.
I love them. I think if you could knock out 2 or 3 of those a week, because that's what I listen to on my drive to work. I listen to podcasts, live streams. If Joe Rogan has a little thing on YouTube, I'll listen to that going to work. But I like yours. I like Hank Strange. When Hank Strange has a good guest, I'll listen to Hank Strange. Yeah. Yours are really good just so I can get, news. And then Guns and Gadgets, just so, I beef up on my 2A news because people assume that since I do a YouTube on guns that I know everything, what's going on, what's current. I don't. I get my stuff from you. I just copy your stuff. Like my 2A news, I get from you and Guns and Gadgets.
Yeah, and I get stuff from different people. It'll be viewers sending me messages in the middle of the night. It'll be John Crump sending me a text message. I don't know. I do a 2-hour stream once a week. I'm kind of comfortable just doing one. Maybe if I did 5 a week, people would kind of, I don't know. Maybe it gives them something to look forward to.
Maybe, you know what? Yeah. You don't want to.
I don't want to get boring and do too many, you know. So you got to remember, people like Hank know like thousands of people. I don't really know that many people like that have channels. I mean, I know tons of people like from my viewers and they're awesome, but I don't just have like a Rolodex. You know what I'm saying?
Hank is a paradox personality for me because he does know everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, every company, everybody. Like when he does a gun review, he'll have like a rep from the company on with his review.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And he's so humble about it. Like, yeah, I know a couple people. Like, no, you know everybody. No, not everybody. There's a waiter in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I don't know. You know, I mean, he knows everybody.
There's one person. Yeah, I don't have any connections. All I have is my viewers. So that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think one stream a week's good for me right now.
Yeah. So what is your favorite AK? So if you had just all the money in the world, what would you go buy?
Jeez. Well, of course I'd buy a machine gun AK. There's very few that are transferable.
Right.
Pre-86. There's only a couple around. Asking me what my favorite AK is that I have? Jeez, oh Pete.
Say you have like $2,500. What's the best AK you can get for $2,500?
That's not enough. I'd need like more than that if I wanted my. Let me think here. Well, I'll tell you what my dream is, and I'm going to try to buy one when they pop up for sale. I want to get one of those Polish Beryls, the 5.56.
The Beryls.
Yeah, the Beryllium, the WZ96.
Not familiar with it.
I want one of those. Man, I don't know. No, that's actually such a good question. It's hard because it's like hard for me to narrow it down and not like spot off 50 of them. Probably a Finnish Valmet would be nice. That's one that's eluded me, but they've gone up over the $2,500 range now, unfortunately.
Wow, that's great. What do they go for?
The one I want, probably about $5,000.
Holy shucks.
They came in from Finland for a very brief period of time, and they just kept going up in price since then.
Did you ever have your hands on one?
Yeah, I've seen them before. Yeah. I just wish I had money in the 90s. Let's put it that way.
Right. Oh, man. Can you imagine if we had bought all that full auto stuff before they banned it all back in the olden days?
I know, because even in 86, was when the Hughes Amendment went through. But I could remember in the mid-90s, like when I bought my SKS, full auto Thompson machine gun, it would be like a couple grand, that was infinitely too much for me. Cutting my neighbor's grass for $5, right? Like, but still though, that was only a couple grand to get like a real deal classic machine gun then, and it's just gone insane.
Yeah, I remember growing up, my neighbor across the street was a longshoreman, and he goes, "Hey man, you want to see something cool?" And then I'm in California, it was like 2002. Yeah. Sure. So he takes me in the garage, and he had all these crazy, longshoremen make a lot of money. So he opens up this guitar case, and there's a Thompson machine gun in the thing, full auto with two of the circle mags right there. Yeah. I'm like, wow. So you got like a hardcore felony sitting in your garage. And he goes, "Can I sell it?" I go, "Not to me." Like, I've never seen that before. I've never seen it. So I think he took it to the police station and turned it in because he didn't want to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, there were a lot of those actually that were brought back by veterans that didn't even know about the National Firearms Act or any of that. And the federal government did put in a machine gun amnesty. I forget exactly when it was, maybe in the 60s, where they told all those veterans you could bring it out from underneath the bed. We'll let you register it without prosecuting you. And a lot more guns did come on the registry from that amnesty they did.
Yeah, this guy didn't know anything. He got it from a guy that got it from a guy that got it from a guy.
Exactly. So, but you used to, like Space Texan says, you could before 1934, you could buy one from a Sears catalog and have it shipped straight to your door.
That's crazy.
Crazy cool.
That's so neat. Man, too bad we couldn't do that now.
And we should be able to do that now because people that are going to do evil deeds with these guns, they're going to still buy it without any paperwork or tax stamp. That's obvious. That's evident.
So what's the next gun event you're going to go to? You're going to go to the IV88 thing again, of course.
Yeah, I am planning on going again this October. I actually already rented out a cottage to stay, so I'm already ready to go. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. I stayed at some horrible hotel last time, so you got to send me your direction. I'll get something close.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to where I'm staying. I got it through that Vrbo site, which I had never used till the event this spring. And it's basically just like where I'm staying is just a guy that has like a little cottage that's next to his house, and I'm just renting it out for a couple nights. But there's a lake there, Lake Hartwell it's called. There's tons of places available to rent.
Nice. Are you going to come to Houston to do the NRA show?
Probably not that I'm aware of anyways. I'm having a hard time this year still trying to make up from lost ground from last year where it was illegal. Governor Whitmer made it illegal to even work starting off last year.
But you work outside and you still couldn't work?
Right. That was the main thing she went after is cutting lawns. Those were the most illegal thing you could do in Michigan.
What about your own lawn?
You could cut your own lawn. You just couldn't cut for commercial purposes.
But you're outside, though. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all.
0 cents whatsoever.
God, what is the deal?
Illegal to work.
Well, I have my own opinions on all that stuff, but like you said, probably we don't want this stream taken down.
Oh yeah, I mean I've ranted about it quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Misty says Lake Hartwell is a nice place. I can't wait to go because, like I said, I stayed up the road about 15 miles at a kind of a crappy hotel, and it was all right, but I didn't want to drive over there and hang out with everybody and drink and then try and drive to the hotel. So it was a bummer. What about the SHOT Show? Have you been to SHOT Show?
No.
Are you going to go to this in 2022?
Probably not.
Say yes.
Well, I don't even know where it's at. Do you?
It's in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Probably not.
It's in February. Come on, you got to go. It's going to be fun. Why not?
I've never been to anything.
SHOT Show is something I've always wanted to go to.
Have you never been?
Mm-mm. I've been in town when it was going on. I just couldn't get in.
I'm not like really. I mean, I went to the IV 8888 event just because I wanted to meet a couple people there, and I just kind of felt I just wanted to go down to the South actually because I was getting tired of all this mass stuff in Michigan, whatever. But besides that, I haven't really been like I'm not really like a YouTuber to be honest. I don't get invited to anything. Nobody really knows who I am to be honest. I'm serious.
Look at that comment from Denny's plant-based journey. Of course it was outside. You can't mow your lawn in your living room.
Hey, he did state the obvious. What's happening, Denny? How you doing, man?
Oh man. You know what? That's the thing too, is when I do this stuff, it is the funniest, man. I have the best time hanging out with some of these guys and just cracking jokes. And the live stream, some of these live streams get really outrageous. They're really fun.
Well, it does though. We're in a paradox here because you're like stating the obvious. You're like, dude, like outside. Well, yeah, and it's still illegal. Like the whole thing is very circular. I agree.
Yeah, SHOT is a great time and an excellent way to get whatever flu is going around at the same time. Hey, that's fine. I'm not afraid of the Kofifi. Doesn't bother me.
I think he's saying though, even in previous years, everyone that goes always comes back sick. I have heard
probably. Well, most of it's alcohol poisoning.
Probably.
Let's see. Don't tread on Rick. There's so many names in here. These must be a lot of your guys.
That's I recognize a lot of good people.
That's so cool that they would come over and watch. I appreciate it. Hey guys, if you're not subscribers, please subscribe to the channel. You can always unsubscribe if you don't like me. That's fine. And then again, if you're not subscribed to 2A EDU, please subscribe to his. I just put a link in the description. So let me ask you a question. What about gun tubers do you not like?
Oh, I don't know. Gun tubers are just people. I like some of them. I don't really hate any of them. I
No,
don't
it's just
know.
like channel formats. Like, is there any channel
Oh,
format where you're just like, not this?
I don't know. I don't. It's hard to explain. I'm kind of random, actually. I guess I'm not into the real tactical stuff, to be honest with you, but that's just probably because I don't gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the high speed, low drag. I'm not into all that stuff. Maybe just because I totally suck at it is why I don't like it. I don't know, but I don't tend to watch a lot of that. I don't watch people that are constantly drama queens that are just on there in every videos to bash another channel.
Right.
Sometimes to punch up to some really big channel to get it. If there's any type of drama with other channels, I'm pretty much out at that point.
Right.
I don't
100%.
know.
You know what gun show you would really like to go to? Because it's called the Tulsa Arms Show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it is, most gun shows are what, 300 tables? Maybe 400 at the
That
big
sounds
one.
like a big one, actually, but yeah.
Houston, the biggest one is 400 tables at the George R. Brown. And
Yeah.
Tulsa is about 3,800.
Wow.
And half of it's CNR. And I mean, one table had 3 Colt Peacemakers on it. The
Wow.
same table. And
I don't know if I should opine on that or not. I think my wife's watching.
No,
Honey, I have a deck to stay in Oklahoma as I'm like carrying like bags of like silver bullion out the door.
no, I'm telling you, the Tulsa Arms Show is called the Wallmaker Show. It's so big. So I went on Friday, the setup day, and Saturday and Sunday, and I couldn't see the whole show. And since there was so much competition in one building, the prices were dirt cheap. It was great. I mean, it was so dangerous. Don't go with cash because you will leave with none. But I know like Remington, a lot of these, man, you'll see every single gun and it's just amazing. Like, you ever seen those little miniature guns that people make that shoot real little bullets?
I have.
There's a whole row of those guys with all kinds of little miniature guns that shoot little bullets. It's crazy. I mean, a cannon, you want a tank in the parking lot, there's a tank for sale.
I want all of that.
There's like helicopters. I mean, it's nuts. You can buy anything you want there.
So I shouldn't go there then.
You should definitely go there because I'm going again. I think the next show is in September. When is the Wallmaker Tulsa Arms Show? Let me look for you.
That's more in your neck of the woods, though, right?
It's about 8 hours north.
Okay.
Tulsa Arms Show.
It's probably about 25 hours from me or so. I don't know.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mr. Big Kid, I met him down in Georgia. What's up, man?
Oh, Mr. Big Kid. You know, it's funny. He was one of the ones I wanted to meet the most. It was Mr. Big Kid and Gun Drummer were 2 I wanted to meet. And I met them both in like the first 10 minutes. I'm like, this is pretty all right.
Well, I suck because I met Mr. Big Kid and I somehow, a Gun Drummer escaped me. And he was one that I was even commenting to him. Like, I really wanted to meet him.
He's a funny guy.
Hopefully he's there again this fall.
What's up, Mr. Big Kid? Yeah, so anybody that's never seen the Tulsa Arms Show, there's a lot of YouTube videos on it, but it is absolutely insane. Oh, right now there's 4,200 tables. So when I went, it was 3,800, and I couldn't see it all. Now there's 4,200. So good luck with that.
Man, you guys are lucky out there.
Well, it's a 7-hour drive. It's not just up the street, but it's worth the drive. Like, actually, I might fly out since I have friends that go to the show. If I buy anything, I'll just give it to them. They'll drive it back. That way I don't have to take it on a plane.
Yeah, and then handguns you have to have shipped to your FFL in your state.
Right. It can be a pain in the butt.
Oh, geez, bad gun tubers people are. I'm not going to repeat it, but I just don't like the people that constantly want to fight with each other. For some reason, people like to do that on here, and I'm so sick of it because I work hard and life has enough struggles. When I come on here, I'm trying to either be educated, entertained, or just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So Lydia 2A girl says it's a 14-hour drive for you. That's a day. That's a solid day drive. Easy peasy, man.
If I could get a good-looking girl like that to ride with me out there, I might do it.
Oh, man. Is your wife watching? She didn't kill you.
Uh,
Well, now you'll be divorced. You'll have plenty of free time to go.
that's why I got most of the subscribers I do. I flirt with the women subscribers.
Oh man. Del Rey Dan, I appreciate you too, buddy. Thank you. Mr. Big Kid, man. Yeah, Mr. Big Kid was definitely one of the guys I wanted to meet because I thought his channel was great.
I think he has more ammo than you. I'm not sure.
I can guarantee it.
He might not.
I got small little pew pews. Mr. Big Kid has big pew pews. He's like, yeah, I got a 50 cal. I shoot it once in a while. I'm like, cool story, bro. I'm still saving up for like 1911.
Well, I get stuff in my feed from Mr. Big Kid, where he'll put the different deals out there and stuff that he's finding. And
yeah, I see his Instagram where he's shooting some giant revolver, some monster killer.
I know, like, yeah,
he's running low on 9mm, so that's like 5,000 rounds. That must be his low threshold.
Yeah, he's only got a couple 100,000 left, and 5,000 in reserve.
Right. So since you have so much milsurp, I mean, what are you doing for ammo? I mean, God, do you still shoot that stuff or do you just kind of shelve it until?
Yeah, I mean, my interests are kind of eclectic. I have lots of different guns and different calibers, so I don't know. I've just been buying ammo again, like literally. I drive like a car that's probably worth less than $1,000, live in a little house. That's all I've been buying is guns and ammo forever. So a lot of these, well, you can't really see it because of the way the camera's angled. A lot of this, believe it or not, I'm going to wrap myself out here, but whatever. People got so mad at me during this whole ammo shortage, okay? Well, some of those are full. Half of those are empty boxes, okay? Just to let you know, just because I thought they looked good up there, right? So here's basically, I don't know. I've been shooting. I'm like everybody. I haven't been shooting as much as I want due to ammo prices, but I bought a crap load of it when it was cheap. And literally, you'll see this in my GX4 shooting review. A viewer sent me a couple boxes of 9mm like a month before that. So I have a viewer to thank. Chuck, Alaskan Ballistics. Yeah. A Chuck from Alaskan Ballistics, right? He was flying back across the world to go back to Alaska, and he was just leaving the event. We had recorded a video together. He's like, dude, I don't want to fly with this box of 9mm on the plane. So he handed it to me, and I used that in the review. So just people chipping in and helping me get stuff for my videos.
Oh, nice. So what's up? Says, I wish I lived closer to Smash Time or GTRs look good parked side by side. Oh, what kind of GTR do you have? Is it a 35? Very cool. A-Dub says, what, 1911? So when I fell on hard times, I had to sell. I had a SIG 1911 that it was in 10mm that I had to sell, and it was the hardest gun I ever sold. I almost cried. But I got a lot of money for it, and I really want it back. It was a TAC Ops in 10mm. I loved it. I loved that gun.
And that's probably pretty rare.
As soon as I find another one, I'm going to buy it.
I had a quick request here. Here you go, Harry Gremley. He's a longtime viewer of mine. There you go.
That was my next question. What is the deal with that? Is that a llama?
Yeah, it's a llama, and his name is Lamy. There's a whole story behind him. It's on my channel from a year or two ago.
Give us the cliff notes, because I gotta know.
Oh, I basically we did a couple videos together at that time. My friend Rachel, Ray, she goes by. This originally was hers, still technically kind of belongs to hers, but possession's 9/10 of the law, and I have it right here.
Right.
So, and then she says I'm not taking care of him, and he looks all, I don't know. I think he's looking good. I kind of sort of stole him. I guess that's the real quick story.
Okay. I was waiting for you to get to that. Okay. Yeah. Well, possession's 9/10 of the law. And that's one thing. If anybody watches your channel, you know the law.
Yeah.
So it's so weird. The chat got frozen now. All the stuff comes back. Okay, let's see. Let's go.
Somebody said, "Don't be ashamed of having a lot of ammo." I've got a decent amount of ammo, guys, but it's just because I would buy it 100 rounds a week for years and years. I'm not ashamed of having a lot of ammo. It's just, look, I share as much as I can of myself on screen and show you guys as much as I possibly can, but
Right.
I have to keep some back for myself and my family. And I just couldn't shoot every bit of ammo that I feel I need for, again, my family. I couldn't shoot it all on screen, so I haven't been able to shoot as much as I like.
Yeah, I try and keep my reserve pretty healthy because literally Christmas time I had like half a box of 9mm and that was it.
Yeah,
and it was like, I mean, you feel so unprepared.
that's not a good feeling.
Can you imagine that? I mean, I looked and I was like, wow, this is not good. And now I'm bleeding 9mm. I have so much of it. But I work hard and I buy it. And, there's a lot of people out there right now saying, I'll wait for prices to come back down. And you know what? You're going to be in for a long wait. Prices aren't coming back down for a while.
No, I mean, they came down from what they once were, but the old prices, you're not going to see $8.99 a box for 9mm ever.
Never again. I think maybe $12.99 if you're lucky.
That's going to be really lucky. I agree.
Maybe $14-15. I don't think it's ever going to go back down.
Well, look what we said earlier, though. Look how much a price of gas is a gallon of milk. As the United States dollar weakens, these are commodities, guys. This is no different than gas, gold, silver. Ammunition
100%.
is a commodity made of natural resources, right?
Yeah. Oh, look at Big Kid. Oh, man. This is how you can tell people you're a baller without telling people you're a baller. Brownells tried to give us a full case of 300 blackout to go home after IVA. We had no way to bring it on the plane. We tried to ship it. Oh, come on, man. You left it with the mail lady?
If that happens again, Mr. Big Kid, don't turn it down. Just walk right over to my car because I'm poor and I'm going to be driving down there. So
I'm driving up. You know what's funny?
You are driving. So I guess you can get it in your trunk then.
There's probably some crazy mail lady with all this 300 blackout, has no clue what it is.
That's man.
Oh, what's up? Has a 2018 premium. Oh, I have a 16. I got the poor man's. Nice. That's right. We did. That's right. That's cool, man. What's up? What state are you from? Are you in Texas? You need to hang out. I like GTR people. All right. Look at this. The Prep and Preacher, man. He has a good stuff too. I like his channel.
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah. I like him too. He's actually. Oh, he's in the chat.
Nope. AAF.
I've got a little different. I have the YouTube pop-up chat, so I'm kind of seeing a different view here.
Oh, see, mine's not like that. I'm doing the StreamYard, and it kind of says oddball. It's just, I think there's a delay. I think YouTube's a lot faster.
And I will say this too, just so you know, a lot of people don't know this. When you guys look at live chat, if you're watching at home, it's called live chat or top chat. If it's on top chat, you're only getting maybe 50, 60, 70%. You're getting the chat that YouTube thinks you want to see. If you toggle to live chat, you see everything. Now, when you're on StreamYard, you're only getting top chat. So there's always chat coming through that you're not ever going to see when you're in StreamYard.
No kidding.
Yes. I realized that a while ago. And probably 3/4 of the people watching right now, you're probably not getting every message either, because by default, they put it on what's called top chat. And the algorithm picks what it thinks you would like to see.
Look at that, folks. We learn something new every day from Mr. 2A EDU. So what's the next gun you're going to review? I want to know so I can review it first.
Well, I did a quick follow-up because I told people I would, that I got the retainer for my Zastava M90. That's a 5.56 AK. I really want to try to get that out this weekend and shoot a few rounds through it. Nice. If it doesn't rain all weekend.
So do you have your own gun range, or do you go out to like a specific gun range? Do you have your own land?
Yeah, I shoot on like private property. There's a couple different places I go depending where I'm at, but I don't like to shoot indoor really at all. I don't think I've been into an indoor gun range in probably 10 years.
So being in the great state of Houston, Texas, if you have tactical girth, like some people do, tactical girth, shooting outside sucks in the summer. You will be miserable. I tried to shoot this weekend with my kids, and it was a great range. There was a little bit of a breeze, but it was still, 100% humidity. It's 98 degrees outside. It was horrible. So
Yeah, I
You,
would
you
never.
gotta
Yeah.
shoot. You gotta shoot indoors as much as you can, or drive to Dallas. I've literally driven to Dallas to go shoot just because I didn't want to be outside in the humidity.
Oh, I don't know how you guys do that are in the west or the south. That's way too hot for me. I would no.
You get
Beautiful
used
part of
to
the
it.
country, but no.
You get used to it a little bit, but man, it is rambunctious.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up's in Detroit? Oh, Scottsdale. See, I like Scottsdale. You know, I'll be in Arizona in a few months, man. We should hang out.
Detroit. Well, he's within an hour of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, true. Let's see. Let's see. Or Florida. Florida is not so bad humidity wise. They always seem to have a nice breeze in Florida.
I don't know.
Jonathan,
It rains all the time in Florida too, from whenever I've been down there.
Jonathan James is in Austin. It's not that hot in Austin. There's no humidity in Austin.
It's hot everywhere out there.
No.
Looks like Colin's another local guy here, suburbs of Detroit, 35, 40 minutes out.
Oh, that's right. Big Kid's in AZ too. Yeah, I'll be in AZ in the first week of December. Yeah,
You guys and all your dry heat. I love these people from Arizona, okay?
I love dry
don't worry.
heat.
It's only 129 degrees, but it's completely dry. I'm like, okay, so it's going to kill me and I'm going to dry up? Like, that makes me feel better?
Dry heat's better than humid, though. I mean, I got to
It's
tell you,
130 though.
it's not so bad. It's dry heat I feel it's so much nicer.
I know. Maybe I'm just making fun of those guys because I'm jealous, because I doubt it. Whoever's out in Arizona, I doubt you guys are sitting there when it's like negative 17 out here and I'm putting salt down on my contracts and the salt's just like sitting there on the ice, like not even doing anything.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't do negative weather. Hey, so if you're in the chat, please hit the thumbs up so we can share this video. If you're not a subscriber, please think about subscribing. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe. And then I'm going to put...
I just figured out something.
What's up?
Mr. Big Kid has so much ammo because where he's at is so extremely dry, he doesn't even have to buy water. It's so dry. So that's why he has all the ammo.
And if you're in the chat and you don't have, you're not subscribed to 2A-EDU, please consider subscribing. I just put his link in the chat comments.
Thanks, man. No, it gets so cold though. You guys that live in the north, it does get so cold that when you walk outside, it is a burning sensation on your face, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been where you've thrown. I've been able to throw a hot water in the air and have it turn into mist.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
That's crazy. That's pretty cold. Boss Hog. See, me and Boss Hog get along really well, but man, it just gets too hot.
Ooh, Alabama. That has to be bad for the mosquitoes. Someone's talking about that, man.
Right here, Jay Curry.
Yeah. That's got to be tough. That's humid too, isn't it?
Yeah. Mr. Big Kid was born in Connecticut.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets a little chilly up there.
It's a little bit colder in Michigan, probably too. It just depends.
A little bit chilly.
Yeah. There's some cool people in here.
Yeah, Mississippi gets nasty.
Yeah.
Nice. So you've had a couple guests on your live streams. You think about getting anybody else on?
As of right now, I don't know. I don't really plan it out that much, to be honest with you.
Come on, man. You don't?
Not really. I know I don't have a script. Like the only thing I have in front of me usually is literally this, and I kind of have it memorized, but I keep this, and these are like old copies. You guys can see. I keep a copy of the Declaration of Independence here. I keep a copy of the Bill of Rights. Okay. And then I keep a copy of Federalist number 51. And that's what I have.
What's Federalist number 51?
This is a tough thing we run into because, okay, this is talking about like whether we should have a government or not. And this is basically, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison. And we run into this thing in the gun community a lot. People that are more liberty and freedom minded. So you'll have we have like a draconian overbloating of government. We'd probably all agree on that. Just way too much government.
Right.
The government's like a million times more imposing and huger than it was ever meant to, right? To have this republic. But then you'll see people on the other side. And I have this just to kind of have talks with people that come in the chat that'll say we should have absolutely zero government whatsoever. And do you want me to read it to you, the part that I like to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's only just this bottom part. And this was two of the key founding fathers, their version of the balance on why we should have government, but why we need to keep a check on it. And I think this is very applicable to literally right now with this former vice president. It says the interests of the man must be connected with the constitutional right of the place and must be a reflection on human nature that such devices should be necessary to control the abuses of government. But what is government itself but the greatest of all reflections on human nature? If men were angels, no government would be necessary. If angels were to govern men, neither external nor internal controls on government would be necessary. So if everyone was angels, we wouldn't need anybody, right? But men are not angels, and neither is the government. So they go on and say, in framing a government which is to be administered by men over men, the great difficulty lies in this. You must first enable the government to control the governed, and in the next place, oblige it to control itself. A dependence on the people is no doubt the primary control on government, but experience has taught mankind the necessity of auxiliary precautions. So
makes sense. You can't have no government. That's ridiculous. Otherwise, nothing, the infrastructure, nothing would get built. It would just get out of control. I think limited government is necessary.
I think we need a government as long as they're following the laws of the land, which the laws of the land are the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, I would argue the Declaration of Independence, and I believe in the First Amendment, religious liberty, but let's say maybe even the Ten Commandments. And I don't think you have to be Christian to follow most of those. So just like a little bit of a moral compass, because you have to have some type of morals, or everyone would be running around saying, murder's fine with me, or whatever they would say, right? Just very limited, but you can't have no government at all. Because if we had no government, you'd find all these just individual people becoming petty tyrants. And you can look at countries in Africa where there's like 200 warring factions all claiming to be the rulers, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it'd be a power vacuum.
Yeah, and they're basically saying that, yes, you need a government, but only insofar as that it needs to have auxiliary precautions. And that's why I think the Second Amendment was written. That's a huge auxiliary precaution.
Yeah, 100%. Mateo says that even the angels had a rebellion in heaven. That's true. It's kind of spooky. That's right. Yeah, it's funny because I watch your program and I always see you recite the Bill of Rights or and I'm like, man, how does he remember that stuff verbatim?
Well, and here's the thing, guys. Look, there's different. You can put what's ups on there if you want to. He's calling me out, which is fine. But here's the thing, though. A lot of people watch my stuff after the fact, and they look at it like a podcast. So here's what I thought. I was talking to Mateo a while ago. There's 350 people saying one of my chats at a certain time. I couldn't possibly answer everyone's questions and talk to them because if I did, I would only be able to answer questions, and then the next stream there'd be 175 because nobody wants to watch a stream of me only answering questions. Then the next week there'd be 80, then there'd be 40, then there'd be 20, and I'd be able to answer all 20 questions. But there's people that watch my stuff after the fact, so I think actually for how much I talk about in my streams, I think I actually interact quite a bit with people, but I just can't read every comment, And I hope no one takes offense to that, but
you can. And if I'm by myself, I'll do nothing but comments and chit chat and hanging out. Jeffrey, what's up, man? You're late. You missed a great show. Good night, folks. No. And, but if I have someone else on, I don't want to, I try and balance it out where I read and then go back to just asking questions.
Yeah. And I do. I answer a lot. I feel bad about that. I'm not giving him a hard time actually at all.
He's just messing with you.
Oh, he is. Okay. But no, I actually do. Ask Mateo. I talk to him after every stream. He's my friend. He's my main moderator. And I'm like, man, because I rewatch my streams every like Saturday, usually or so, Sunday. And I'm like, man, I miss so-and-so. Like, A-Dubs. I think he's watching right now. I'm like, dude, A-Dubs has been watching my stuff like for a long time. I feel bad because I miss so many good people, but I just can't. You know what I'm saying, right? You just can't read them all, and it does make me feel bad, actually.
You can't. What I do if I have someone on, I try and click through them all so at least they can see their comment on the screen as we have our conversation.
And there he is. Speaking of A-Dubs, I like that comment.
Yeah, it's true.
Expose a lot of tiny tyrants.
It's nuts, man. What we're living in with hyperinflation, and I don't think anybody's ready for it. Like I anytime I get cash, I buy tangible assets right away. I don't want any cash.
I know.
I just invest it. Tangible assets. And people are like, well, why buy gold and silver? That's stupid. No, that's so when the economy does reset, it'll be worth whatever the new currency is.
Yeah, I mean, people will say you can't eat gold and silver. That's actually true, and we should. I have a garden too at my house, but gold and silver have been commodities and traded as currency for thousands of years. So as long as we don't completely nuke the whole world, I think gold and silver will be worth money.
Right. Like I don't really drink a whole lot, but I have a whole closet full of alcohol because it lasts forever, and you're going to want some alcoholic friends during the dark times. They're very reliable.
Yeah. Alcohol is a commodity. I mean, all these things, it depends, right?
Yeah. It's a huge commodity. We love it. How many people in the chat are preppers? Just, there's 86 people in here. How many people in the chat are preppers? I'm curious to know.
I'm not even sure what prepper technically means.
Just being prepared. Like, let's define prepper. How many people in the chat right now cannot leave their house for 3 weeks and still have plenty of food and water? That's a good litmus test. 3 weeks.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because prepper goes a full gamut of things, right? What people think it means.
Right.
I think it's a compliment to be called a prepper, but they've tried to demonize the word.
Yeah, it's funny because, during the hurricanes down here in Houston, or when we had that freeze, we lost power here and it was freezing in our house, and our house got down to like 19 degrees one night. I mean, it got really cold, and we had no power, but I was fine. I was very well prepared. I had those sternos. I put 5 or 6 sternos on in the bedroom. Me and the kids are hanging out in there. We had a little laptop watching a movie. We had a great time. It was
like
awesome.
A catered dinner where they put all the sternos out underneath the pans of food.
Yeah, sternos are phenomenal, guys. If you don't have sternos, you need at least 4 or 5 dozen. You can use them for heat, light, and warmth. They are great. They last 6 hours, and you can burn them indoors. Super safe.
Look at all these guys. Like, literally, when you ask that question, you're going to have to scroll up. There's like 50 people in a row that I'm not surprised.
Nice. See, that's just goes. Yeah. Gun people are good people, man. I love them.
See, here's the thing earlier. I wouldn't lie, but I'm like, dude, there's some pretty good people in this chat. And we just kind of confirmed it just now, I think.
Oh, 100%. Oh, $5 super chat. Keep up the good fight, man. You couldn't have picked a better person to put on your show tonight. 280 is the man. My favorite stream. I like, let me tell you why I like your channel. I'm not blowing smoke. It's because when you talk and when you speak, I can tell you're really sincere about what you believe in. And even on Hank Strange, you're like, hey, man, let's just talk about our freedoms and rights and liberties. And you kept steering the conversation back to just, solid. And I think you were giving his listeners a dose of just good old-fashioned 2A education. I like it a lot.
Thank you. No, I am sincere. And Hank has a really good story to tell, one that a lot of people should learn from. And I totally understand it. He's a humble guy. He doesn't want to talk about himself, but I kind of pushed him to talk about.
I know. I liked it.
He has,
I liked it. It was a very, very good. That was probably his best. One of his best streams was you on Hank Strange.
Oh, well, thank you. And I don't take the credit for it. The man is an inspiring person. I was just glad to get him to share some of his stuff,
Let's see. Preacher said power went out around Christmas. I turned the Christmas lights on. Freak the power people out. What?
Like, you're not supposed to have that. How'd you?
Right. Let's see. Who else is in the chat? Yeah.
Roger Stewart. Yeah.
Ammo is the new gold.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. As much as I've been shooting lately, I still buy a lot of 9mm out here. Academy, we can go like today. You can go right now, and there's a 4 box limit. And 9mm is about $17 a box. Not horrible in today's times.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's 17. I think it's 17 or 17.99 for Privy brass.
I like PPU.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I shoot it a lot. Shoots clean. I no problems with it.
Yeah.
45 is a little crazy. What I don't understand is why
Yeah.
380 is more than 9mm.
I understand why.
Explain it to me.
It's because 99% of people in America shoot 9 nowadays. I don't want to get into caliber debate, but they just do for whatever reason. So
Right.
a lot of times these big plants, they'll make 9 for a while, they'll shut it down, convert over to 380. Since 9 is 90 something percent of the demand, they've made barely any 380 at all in the last year and a half.
So it's not the cost to make it that makes it more expensive. It's just availability and when they
Nope.
have it.
Because basically no matter how much 9 they could make, and for the last year and a half, there was almost no price too high. At a certain point, you remember when status quo was starting to become $50 a box for 50 rounds of FMJ ish, right? Well, if they could sell as much of that as they wanted for any price, why would they fool around with 380 where they might sell it? Now it goes in full reverse where we're at a year and a half later, where now they need to hurry up and make some 380 because I guarantee you people are like really starved for that.
Yeah, they are. And it's funny. I've never paid that much. The most I paid for 9mm, I paid $21 a box, and I bought 2 boxes. But I've never paid over $20 a box. I just won't do it.
Yeah. I did it a few times to help just for education purposes, and people said those videos did help them. So people said Federal is now selling ammo from their site, which that's a newer thing. Usually the manufacturers like that never sold from their sites. Federal started doing it right after this flu or whatever it is, right? So people are all like, dude, what do you think of buying ammo from Federal? What do you think of buying it from them directly? I said, well, I don't know, but people want to know. So I went on there and bought a couple boxes of $35 a box, 9mm.
Oh,
I did it though, just because, but then I was able to tell people, hey, it's been a week, I'm still waiting. It's been 2 weeks, I'm still waiting. And then they sent me the wrong stuff. So I was able to tell everyone, hey, it's not just you. They sent me the wrong stuff too. So I learned a lot and helped educate people by going through their pain and ripping myself off,
You remind me of that movie, Liar, Liar, where Jim Carrey's beating himself up in the bathroom. What are you doing? I'm kicking my own ass.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. I never called anyone dumb, and I want to add this on real quick, if you don't mind. Look, I felt dumb like I ripped myself off because I already had ammo, but I did it for the people, so you guys would know what it's like. If you guys bought ammo for $1 a round, you realize that this is a gift that you have. These are your God-given rights, and in America, as of right now, you can still exercise these as protected by the Second Amendment. And you just now in your whole life realize it's time to get into guns last year, and you did that. And you had no ammo. You had to do it. You had to do what you had to do. And I'll tell you what, like, what's your life worth? I like expanding hollow points. I like all these great types of ammo, but you realized, hold on, I bought this Taurus G2C. I have 0 ammo, and you bought 50 rounds of Full Metal Jacket, Federal ammo, 115 grain. You should actually be proud that you bought that. And I think that was a very smart move. You know what I'm saying there?
Yeah, if you don't have it, you got to have at least a couple hundred rounds. Just bite the bullet and do it.
You had to do it. And it's about time you stepped up to the plate. I would tell those people, go for it,
100%. So Ant Carter in the chat says he paid $27.99 at Bass Pro for some 9mm. What's funny? I was in Dallas, and for 9mm Remington, 115 grain, I paid $19 a box. I bought 5 boxes. Yeah. Not too long ago. So I guess a Bass Pro isn't on a national pricing scale.
I don't know. It's just all a personal choice. Someone here saying they spent, Brian R. He spent $34.99. Look, that's a personal choice. He had his reasons why he spent that. And I truly believe most of the people that I run into on here are very smart people, and they're going to do what's best for them. And I don't judge people on that.
Right. Honestly, if I bought a gun and I didn't have any ammo for it, I would get, even at $50 a box, you have to have something. Otherwise, it's a paperweight.
Yeah.
Takes you to the range, shoot 20 shots, and then clean it and wait it out.
Yeah, I mean, good times make weak men, and bad times make strong men, and then strong men make weak times, and it goes in a circle. But a lot of people had to find a lot of inner strength in the last year and a half.
Yeah, 100%. So, do you let your daughter shoot guns?
Yeah, she does a little bit. She has a little it's called a cricket, a little 22 single shot.
So let me tell you, I have a Ruger Precision 22, and I tried to get my daughter to shoot it. Too long for her. She couldn't shoot it. She's just almost 7.
Yeah.
And then I had the M&P 1522, and she kind of shot it, but it was all wonky. She wasn't really comfortable. So I'm thinking about getting one of those crickets this week, actually.
They're nice. My daughter loves pink, and it sounds goofy, but you know what I'm talking about, man. Like 100%. The color of it means a lot. They've got all those purple, pink, blue.
100%. Trust me. We're right here, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pink.
We're both outnumbered by women, aren't we, in our houses?
She listening? No, I wear the pants in this. I wear the pants in this family.
Well, me too, but we've still learned some things, right? I mean, we learned things.
Yeah, so my daughter, I took her to shooting the first time, and it was too loud. She didn't like it, and we watched Lara Croft the other day, and she watched Angelina Jolie kick butt with her 2 pistols. Now she wants to be just like Lara Croft. So again, thank you, Angelina Jolie, for bringing happiness to my household. Again, God bless.
You know what's nice about that cricket, and I actually too. It always sucks is you have to just like vaguely point because of Susan Wiki, they call her. Here's who she is, guys, that is threatening all of us. Anyways, so what's nice about the cricket, and then I have a Heritage Rough Rider that I'm going to be reviewing soon, is these are basically bolt actions revolvers. You can shoot those Agula Super Calibris or the CCI Quiets. And my daughter, like, I think I had her shoot it the first time when she was 3. She only wanted the Super Calibris that just fire off of a primer.
Right.
So that's a real good way with those bolt actions,
So let me ask you a question. Since you had a cricket, what's a comparable rifle to the cricket that's about the same size?
Okay, there's that one. It's called the Rascal. Is it Savage that makes the Rascal? I was just looking at those. I want to say it's called the Savage Rascal, but I know it's called the Rascal, and it's a real small one. It costs a little more than the cricket, but it is a little bit higher quality looking gun too.
Okay, because I know they have like a tactical cricket. Have you seen that one? It's like $450. It has like a crazy stock on it and a little bipod and the scope. Everything's already mounted up, ready to go.
I might have seen that one, but I've not seen it locally. See, the cricket I bought for her was like $99, but I bought that in 2012.
That's more my train of speed right there.
Now 99. I think they've gone up. Now that we're in the Flugaloo, people call it, era, right? I think they're about like $129, $119. So they've gone up a little bit, but it's a little over $100.
See, I was thinking just a regular 1022 also for her to shoot.
I have a 1022 takedown that I really like, but my daughter's a teeny thing. She was born really, really small. She was born premature. She's in great health now, but she's still just always been a little small for her age. So she's really teeny. She couldn't reach. You know what I mean?
Right. So everybody, the absolute wonderful, great Santee TV is in the house. Let me tell you, she is from Houston, Texas, and she's one of my favorite people. Not just because we met up and she brought me donuts once, which goes pretty far in my book. She's just a great person. She's almost at 1,000 subscribers. I think she's at just under 900 now. So Santee TV, definitely go check her out too. She's a gem in the 2A community. She's a rising star.
I'll check her out afterwards. Thank you.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her. She's great. And she's so funny. And she's a fellow Taurus lover too. She loves Taurus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's like the honey badger of the Taurus reputation. Don't mess with
We might
Taurus.
get along good then.
Oh, yeah. Nutty for 20s in here. Nice. All right, so I'm going to go and get one of those crickets then because I think that'll make it. And, I have a bunch of subsonic 22.
Yeah.
from Gemtech. I bought a whole bunch of that Gemtech 22 for suppressed guns, and I'm gonna use that. She might shoot that.
Well, it's a bolt action, so it'll shoot a wide variety. And
Right.
I mean, I was shooting that, you know, the Aguila Calibri. It's the weakest stuff they have. Once it gets out about, I don't know, 30 yards off the barrel, if you look just right, you can see it in the air. It's kind of BB gun speed. Yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah. What's happening? Right. What's up? Bought a GX4. No, he was messing with me, and I'm glad he was joking, actually. But I just wanted to bring that up. It's like, I don't know if people know this, and I know you're the same way, but like, we really take a lot of this stuff to heart, you guys say, and you guys offer us a lot of encouragement. And I really do feel bad at the end of the, you know, the stream when I'm like, man, like all these awesome people, like, and I wish I could read everything. So I actually meant that as kind of like a compliment to you guys, really.
I do feel bad, but there's only so much you can do.
What's happening, Tree Guy? What's up, man?
Tree Guy.
Guys, look at all these people.
Armament Axis, man.
He's a good guy too, man. He's Hank's mod. I was like, man, that's a good mod out there. He does a good job over there. He has for a really long time.
All right, so a moderator, you can make someone a moderator in your chat, right?
Yeah.
What do they do? What do they just make sure people aren't being?
Well, they can post links, which the rest of us can't. So they can help you out with that. Also, they can post, like, if you've got little stuff like, go check out my merch at Black Swan Tactical, whatever. They can also put people in a 300-second timeout if they're being unruly, or they can just hide them outright permanently and ban them if they're being troll enough.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever banned someone from your channel?
I unfortunately have to ban probably about, I don't personally do it. A couple of my mods are watching right now. Linda and Flying Rich is a mod, and Mateo. On a good night, they only have to ban like 2 or 3. There's been nights where they've had to ban 20 of them in a night. And here's why.
No way.
Well, here's why. I don't know if you know about this. Susan Wiki, for you guys that don't watch my channel, the CEO of YouTube, this one that hates us all, it's like Susan Wojcicki. Can't pronounce her name, so we call her Susan Wiki. This is the one that hates us all, right?
Right.
Here's the problem. You let trolls, I'll tell you about her rule in a second. First and foremost, you let trolls just run amok. I've learned this. It destroys a good time for all the people that are there that actually want to have decent conversations. But also, YouTube has a new policy now where the channel owner is held liable for what goes on in their chat. So if people are doing, let's just state the obvious, hate speech, racial speech, all this stuff that, of course, YouTube hates, they will actually punish your channel up to and including giving you warnings and then taking down streams. This has happened to people. They can take down your stream if your chat is violating the terms and conditions bad enough. So you actually have to ban people to save your channel in a lot of instances.
I've never done it. What about just banning people from your channel just because? Like, would you ban? Like, if someone said, "Hey, I don't like this video. It kind of sucks," would you ban them for saying that?
If they have a difference in opinion, no. But when they bring it personal and they just want to like threaten violence or whatever, I just get rid of them because I do this for fun. And here's 100%. Here's how I look at it real quick. Okay. The First Amendment. People always say, this is literally what people say all the time. But 2A EDU, I have the constitutional right. I'm in here threatening to kill you. I'm here threatening to kill your family. But I have the First Amendment. No, idiot. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law respecting. It starts off with Congress. I'm not the United States Congress. I have no power over you to arrest you. Here's how I look at my stream. This is my living room. In this case, my shop. So someone comes into your house and they're like, oh, I'm going to kill you and your wife and I'm going to trash the place and I'm going to burn it down. You have the right to tell that person, get out and kick them out of your living room. Oh, and that's how I look at my channel and my live stream, you know? I don't think the First Amendment's at play at all. Now, if YouTube, with them getting federal enacted Section 230 protections, that's a different story. YouTube, there's a lot of problems with what they're doing because they're getting congressional protections because they're not supposed to be curating content. But each individual channel owner, what we allow to go on in our streams, I don't think has anything to do with the First Amendment whatsoever. That's my opinion.
Right. Mr. Big Kid says he bans people from his channel all the time. I've never banned someone from my channel. If someone puts a thumb down or says that I suck or my channel sucks, I'm like, thank you for watching. No one's gotten belligerent yet, knock on wood. But I don't believe, like, unless they're really outrageous, I would think about banning them. But I don't even know how to ban somebody.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of like what Mr. Big Kid's saying. Look, you can criticize me all you want. You can say, I hate Taurus. I don't care. You can say whatever the video's on. Disagreeing is one thing, but there's some people that just come in there and they're just trying to be belligerent. And in my opinion, they're trying to intimidate me from doing videos, or they're just trying to ruin everybody having a good time in the chat, you know?
That's crazy. Jeff W., thank you so much for that super sticker, man. I really appreciate it. All the money I get goes right back into the channel. It goes right back into my giveaways. So I don't keep any of that stuff.
Same with me, and I believe you because it's expensive to do the stuff, you know, to
yeah,
it's expensive.
I thought about doing a join button, but I don't know. I feel weird. But I burned through a lot of money. I mean, if my wife knew how much I was spending on this channel, sometimes she might get upset.
No, some of them are spammers too. Denny's Plant-Based Jenny brings up a good point. Some are saying, buy our cheap ammo at, and it's one of those like phishing sites. Have you ever have those people?
Not yet. Maybe I'm just lucky, or maybe I don't have enough subscribers. I don't have enough people that watch my chat yet.
What's up, Davey 85 and Sport Brand? No, there's something about me, dude. I get it. People either really like me or they really hate me. I've been told I'm polarizing. People come in all the time. I came for the gun review and I left for your politics. Screw you. I hate you. Okay. But then when they go on to say, and I'm going to kill you, then I'm like, hi, user from channel. I can't have that in my life.
I've never had that. I get grief because I put car stuff on there. Like I just did a Cars and Coffee. I just did a little 20-minute walk around just because that's what I like to do. If someone doesn't like it, there's a lot of other channels that go on. I like guns. I like cars. I like goofing off. I like donuts. I like I like all kinds of random stuff I put on my channel. If people don't like it, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't like to reply to people either. I don't like to get into dog fights. It's just like, I don't know. No, you're probably just such a nice guy that people don't want to mess with you, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe I don't pay attention enough.
No, it's bad. I don't like what YouTube's doing right now, but whatever.
Oh, that's right. Because when you hide them, oh, I'm only mentioning this because I had a YouTuber ban me from his channel, and I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I was trying to send him a super chat. It wouldn't let me do it, and I guess I had made a comment about his video. And it was nothing bad. I guess I hurt his feelings and he banned me. I was pretty butthurt over it. I sent him a message and like, man, it's messed up, buddy. But
yeah, and for the record, to be honest with you guys, I don't even ban anybody. I don't hide or ban anybody anymore. I mean, those are my principles that I just espouse, but my moderators do any of that if they have to. I don't personally do any of it when I'm in my live streams at all. So
do a donut button. I wish I had a donut button. Or instead of a join button, that would be funny, a donut button.
Yeah, I just want people to know that too, though. Like, look, it's a real thing and it sucks, but they keep putting the screws to us more on here. YouTube's new policy, and they don't advertise this, but it's real and it's in the fine print now. They will take it out on your channel for what people are doing in your chat. So that's something to keep in mind.
That's funny. Reptile Guy says most of the gingers are pretty polarizing.
Is that what it is? Oh,
well, you watch South Park, you know, gingers have no soul, right? In South
I've
Park.
heard that before.
That's so funny. That is hilarious. Oh my God. But see, I like good jokes. If it's out of spite, then it's messed up. But as long as it's funny, I mean, laugh at me, with me. I don't care. It's just funny.
No, the stuff YouTube's after, though, as far as like where they'll punish you for is like, and here's the thing people don't realize either. YouTube will actually come in and ban stuff from chats. I don't know if Mateo's still in here, but ask him. Literally, we had the YouTube moderator bot come into my stream one night because there were comments that were up there I didn't like, and it was deleting comments.
No way.
Yeah, the Google moderator team, it's called. There's literally an account and it'll be called Google Moderator Team, and it'll actually make appearances once in a while in the chat and just start deleting stuff.
That's wild. Toxic Patch, thank you for the $2. Says you like donuts, huh? I got some gifts for you then. Send it, brother. Send it.
I was on his website the other day. He does happen to have some donut patches, and he's actually working with Black Swan Tactical and me to be doing our FFOA shirts too.
Oh
Or
man, I
patches.
thought about getting some Smash Time patches. Is that what he does? He makes patches?
He does.
Oh man. We need to exchange information. I want to get some made.
Okay, hold on. Zach first. His name's Zach. You can do these first because I'm going to bribe you, and then definitely do Smash Times next.
Nice.
I'm going to sell him my ammo. No. Bribing.
Reeves Customs holster. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh man, so I go stop at this place and do breakfast egg rolls. So if I do meet and greets in the morning, I'll bring a couple dozen breakfast egg rolls. It's like a breakfast burrito, but it's deep fried in an egg roll wrapper. Huh. It's that good. It's so good.
That sounds good.
It is amazing.
What's up, Ronnie Thompson? How you doing?
I have a question for you. Have you shot a red dot on a pistol yet? And what are your thoughts on it?
I have the G3C Turo right there. It's okay. I guess I'm just old school, or I don't know how to shoot. The viewers can make up their mind. They're not very intuitive for me. I don't know. I can find iron sights instantly. I find myself fishing for red dots all the time.
So I recently got an XDM Elite with a red dot, and the first time I took it to the range, it was a cluster.
Yeah.
And then I watched Coleon Noir's video about his drawing exercise that he does, where he pulls it, and if he doesn't find it right away, he doesn't take the shot. And doing that, 2 more range trips, now I love it, man. I love it. Once you're on target, you can shoot really far out. Is Mr. Big Kid in here still? If you're in here, do you like red dots on your pistols?
It's a case-by-case basis, though, because there's some pistols out there. Look, this is the whole thing. I don't know if you want to get this deep into it, but people love it. Here's what sucks about red dots. Let me just back up. There should be one standard footprint for all red dots there are. And if there were, there could just be 1 milling, okay? And you wouldn't have to have all these adapter plates. Then you could recess your red dot low enough into the slide, better bore axis, right? Better weight, lower center of gravity. And then you can more easily co-witness off your sights. So the problem I have is you add this adapter plate, it adds more height. And then you add a red dot that's a decent size. It's just so far off of the axis of the sights. Now, there's other pistols I've shot that are purpose-built to only take 1 red dot. It's shrunken down in there. And if the sights are sitting underneath the dot, then I can find it instantly.
Yeah, I wish I could show you this one, but we would get banned. But so, hey, do you like sticky holsters? Have you ever used a sticky holster?
I bought the first sticky holster I've ever bought for a review just a couple weeks ago. I've never actually carried them, but I have one right here that I bought just for a review to see if the GX4 would fit in a pocket.
So I love sticky holsters, and I get a lot of grief from people, and people talk a lot of smack, but they just came out with a red dot sticky holster.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. This just came out yesterday, the 12th. So I'm going to put this through the paces, but I got to tell you, the first time you shoot with a red dot is weird, and it's a little bit used to, but now 20, 30 yards, man, it's on the money. You just got to get
process, yes.
What did Mr. Big Kid come here yet? Yeah, he does like red dots. He's new to them. I put them on the P80 build. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Once you shoot, if you can get past, I don't know, it's weird.
But again, though, all guns aren't created equally. I like it where I can co-witness a little bit. If it's even halfway, just it's a case-by-case basis. And then for long guns, I always like a red dot. When I'm shouldering it, not a problem.
Right, 100%. All red dots should have, should have built-in adjustable rear sight, built in the optic frame. Oh my God, Mr. Bacon is ridiculous in the chat. I don't know. Maybe I should ban him. Should I ban? He's outrageous.
I don't know, man. He's a little out there, but in a good way. He seems like a pretty nice guy. I don't know if I like sticky holsters or not. That was my answer. I just bought one and have never carried with it.
So let me tell you why I like it. I have a little bit of tactical girth, as people know, and so I don't do appendix carry. I just can't do it. So I like the sticky holster for the fact that I can grab it, throw it in between my waistband, real easy, in and out. There's no clips, nothing, and it doesn't move around. So when you first put it in, you're gonna be like, "Wow, there's nothing holding this in."
Yeah,
but I've carried a sticky holster for like 6 years. Never had a problem. Nothing.
Oh, when I get the concept, I've been carrying in the pocket, and just like you're talking about, I've just happened to have been using the Remora brand for a long time.
Oh, I don't carry in the pocket though.
Okay.
I put it in the waistband because once it's on, I mean, there's nothing coming out of that holster. I mean, it's on.
I'll carry in the pocket sometimes. Different instances. If I'm crawling around under someone's deck doing some repairs, I don't really like it in my waist, but it just depends.
Well, there's not enough room in my pockets.
Too much money in your pockets, right?
Yeah, no, rocks, more likely rocks.
It's family friendly, so I didn't want to keep going through all the options.
Nice. Oh, Misty says she loves it. But yeah, the whole red dot on the pistol, it's new to me. I've been shooting about 2 weeks with it. I love it, man. I love it. Now I'm hooked on it. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. Should I switch everything to optics? I don't know.
I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm not going to say that red dots on pistols are always good or always bad. I still see pros and cons of it. I'm learning about it myself,
Well, carrying for the 2 weeks with the red dot, you do have to clean it. Take a little, like when you take it out, it's not like iron sights where you just wipe it off, whatever. It gets lint and stuff in there. So you do have to take like a Q-tip and wipe it out every couple days.
Yeah, that makes that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna convert everything. I love red dots. I love it. Mateo, I'm doing it. Awesome. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I don't want to keep 2A too much longer, but man, this has been a lot of fun. We got to do this at least every couple months. Definitely we have to do it again before the IV88 event.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I appreciate it, man. I have fun too.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a cool mix in here. I've learned a lot. I learned that I can make someone a moderator. I don't know if anybody wants to be a moderator in my chats. I don't know if anybody.
You have to do it in YouTube. Under the YouTube chat, you just click on the 3 little dots to the right of their name.
Oh, I can't do it through.
You cannot do it through StreamYard on the chat.
Okay,
it has to be in the YouTube chat. But what you can do is on replay, I believe you can go back and make them a moderator after the fact.
Oh, so once they're a moderator for all the chats?
So they're a moderator for the live streams, okay? In a live stream, here's what they can do. They can post links. In the live stream, they can delete a comment or put a user in timeout or hide user from channel. Now, on your regular videos, in the comments below the video after the fact, they can delete comments, but they cannot hide a user from the channel on the comments, only from the chat.
Oh, got it.
But they can delete comments from your videos. So this needs to be somebody that you trust quite a bit, and you should probably have a little brief talk with them behind the scenes to make sure you guys have kind of the same morals about things.
Right. Well, Mr. Big Kid's too expensive. His services are $200 per episode. Man, I can't even trust me.
I don't think anyone pays their moderators except for Mr. Big Kid, but he's probably worth it just because he has so much ammo.
I think he has an editor now. Mr. Big Kid, do you have an editor? Because if I had money, I'd want to hire an editor.
I would hire an editor.
That would save me so much time. Like I have about 10 videos I'm sitting on, and I just don't have time to do it. I just don't have time to do it, man. My job is full time, and I get home, my kids are like, no.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's getting paid on YouTube at all unless they're like really big.
Oh, I remember Axis. He's a good moderator. I didn't even know. Oh, he's doing it solo. Come on, man.
So here's my quick thing. You'll find a guy like let's just go with a couple channels I know. Mateo, he's been a solid mod for me since the beginning. You've got Armament and Axes. I've seen him he's been the mod for Hank since I started watching him, right? Hank Strange. So someone like Armament and Axes would probably make an excellent moderator for you. With that said, you and him should probably have a quick chat via email or private message or phone call or whatever it is, and just touch base for 5 minutes to make sure he knows what your expectations are. You know what I'm saying? And if you do a good job, people will send you Armament and Axes. Says they send him free swag sometimes. I tried to send Mateo something the other day, and I don't want to mention the gun company channel, but they were
Mr.
idiots.
Bacon says he'll mod for anybody that offers Wendy's gift cards. That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, I love the 2A community. I mean, there's such good people. I just dig it. I can't wait for SHOT Show. I can't wait for, and you know, it's funny. I don't ever want to get free stuff. I don't care. I don't want free shit. I mean, it's nice if it happens, but I'll never ask for free stuff. I just like meeting cool people.
Yeah, I don't want free stuff either. I'll give it away if I get it for free. I mean, like with Taurus, I wanted that because I got it pre-release. But it's not free. It was just I was able to get it. And my viewers asked Taurus, actually. I don't know if you knew how that went down. I didn't reach out to Taurus. They had no idea who I was. Just like hundreds of my viewers bombarded them and said, you need to reach out to 2A EDU. So there you go.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy.
But yeah, you can throw a moderator that's working hard, because a good moderator can help your channel a lot. So if you have merch or something you're wanting to shout out, you can just stay focused on the stream, and they can every 5-10 minutes be popping in there. You know, don't forget to check out the new Smash Time donut patch or whatever you get. You know what I'm saying?
A donut patch, a Smash Time donut patch.
Well, you said you like donuts, and then we've got
donuts.
Zach in here. He's got the donut patches. I don't know.
That could be. It could be something. Well, I'm doing this carnivore thing, so I can only have donuts once a week.
Your girl that you're friends with, I just can't remember her name because I met her tonight, that has the channel that you like.
Oh, Santi TV. She's
okay.
Awesome.
So she'll get the donuts, because it sounds like, just do it that way.
Yeah.
She gave you a donut before. You're on carnivore diet, so she gets all the donuts, and you'll be able to make the proceeds on the merch.
You know what? I could do that.
Talk's in here. What's up, man?
Let's see. Oh man, I don't have it. Anyway, I was gonna try and shoot something. Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys so much longer. 9420.
I know I was getting ready to get off too, but I'm looking, and it's like there's
so much good stuff. There's so much good stuff. Real quick before we go, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to Mr. 2A EDU, I just posted his link in the chat. Please click his channel and subscribe. He's going to hit 75,000 subscribers before the end of the year easily. Maybe 100.
Thanks, man. And for all my viewers who are in here, I came on here for a reason. I hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. And obviously you're here. Give his channel a look. Hopefully you're already subscribed, but if you're not, well, then just fix yourself and sub to him anyways,
Yeah, I love it, man. You're so sincere, bro. I dig your channel. I love your message. You always stay on message too, and I love it. And we need a lot more people like that, because you're right. I mean, the 2A community I think it's unfortunately growing and shrinking at the same time. I don't think enough people are getting involved.
Yeah,
that should be involved, like leaving comments on the brace thing. I mean, there should be 10 million comments on that.
The redefinition of firearms too. Don't forget that one. That's huge too.
Yeah, there should be at least 1 million+ comments on that immediately, but it's just not happening. It's a bummer. All right, guys, thank you so much. You guys have a great night. Thank you again for coming on, and we'll do this again soon.
No, I appreciate you, man, and all the guys. We have a lot of overlap, but his viewers per se, you guys are awesome too. I just felt really at home and comfortable over here tonight. So thanks for having me on you guys' channel, and the chat was very welcoming.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.